Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Miss Fin Show. I am your host, Miss Fins. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh, sorry, guys. I woke up a little bit not so good, which is kind of a bummer, but you know what happens. It happens. You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to do? Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. If my voice sounds weird, well, you know why. Thank you. But welcome. Good morning, guys. Hit that like button. Oh, man. Ah, good morning. Well, we have a great show for you guys. Awesome, great show. Like always. Can't believe I forgot this. Uh, there you go. Welcome, welcome, guys. I see everybody in the chat. Good morning. How you doing, Aquavision? Welcome, Kenna. Marina's Go. Dean. Welcome. Morning, Bob Young. Ender, welcome. Timothy, welcome. I love the emojis. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Dakota, welcome. Welcome, a resident Jets fan. What's up, Ryan? Good morning, Ryan. Manolo, welcome. True Blazer, welcome. God for life. Good morning, beautiful. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I'm just trying to gather myself. Good Tuesday morning, Miss Fans. Hope you feel better soon. Hey, that should be fine. I need to get better in the next like 3 hours. Good morning, Mark. Welcome, buddy. Morning, Miss Fans. Good morning, everyone. Fire Greer, the man is in comment. It's so funny. I've been it's like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? It really is. It's like a roller coaster. It's ridiculous. But we're gonna talk about all that, and I want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite pickup? What was which one of the guys that we lost hurt you the most? There's been a lot of things have happened. A lot of things have happened. Good morning, Adam. Welcome. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you, and shout out to everybody in Twitter and Twitch. Thank you guys for coming through. Much appreciated. I love always seeing you guys over there. So thank you. As always, the famous Phins, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we went together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. Mm. Ladies and gentlemen, what a whirlwind. So I got your list here of everybody that came, went, left. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look. I'm gonna try to do this as a regular objective, Miami Dolphins fan. But I will sprinkle my homerism in here because some of this stuff just I can't. And we're also gonna talk about the cap as well. Give you guys an update on the cap because we've been following the cap very much, very closely. Thank you, Av. Thank you, Cap for Life. I appreciate you. I'm about to pull up the I guess. Honey. I need a minute as a Dolphins fan. I'm sorry, guys. It's just some of these guys we lost. I'm like, I can't even believe this. And it wasn't even like we lost them for that much either. I just, agree. I'm telling you. But you know what? I have been trying to ease us into today because I had a feeling because this is what he loves to do. He loves to do this. Morning, Jimmy. Welcome. It hurts. Now, don't get me wrong. There were a few I was like, look, I get it, but mm, I guess I gotta start out with the guys we lost because there's just no other way. Let me rip out the band-aid first. And who the last one? Okay. I put up the poll. Let me know. And put it in the comment section too. Who hurt you the most out of the guys we lost? We lost Christian Wilkins. We know this. We lost Robert Hunt, Andrew Van Ginkel, Brandon Jones. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Holy smokes! One of them definitely hurt me the most out of all of them. I'm not gonna tell you who just yet because I want to hear what you guys have to say. But there was one where I was like, unacceptable, unacceptable in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised about Christian Wilkins or Hunt. We've been talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. Greer told us this. He said he's earned the right to become a free agent. Man, I got that. Where's my notebook? Where's my other notebook? I'm telling you. So we're not even surprised because we already went through this. He's earned the right. What flipping thing was that? Uh, stand this man. Okay, I can't find it, but whatever. It's here somewhere. It's just there's a lot. Okay. Mm, and I can't find it, but anyways, he already said this is back in December. This I can tell you when we talked about all of the free agents we had. I mean, we had nothing but free agents. 26 free agents. We already went through the fact that he said Christian Wilkins bet on himself and the right to be a free agent. Robert Hunt bet on himself and the right, excuse me, to be a free agent. So we already knew this. We knew what to expect. That's why when I saw the breaking news, Christian Wilkins, which by the way, Christian Wilkins' agent deserves a bonus because I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even mad. This man got $110 million base value. That includes 84.75 million in guarantees with the Raiders. You mean to tell me now you got Max Crosby and Wilkins? Hey, I'm not even mad for him. 4-year deal? Like that's what I'm talking about. At least it was worth it. It was a great contract for him. And there is no way on earth I would have paid him this money, so I'm absolutely okay with this. I knew it. I told you guys we went through this. You remember episode 9 in Hard Knocks and and he was like, "Love you boys. It's been such a great da da da." He essentially was telling the guys, you could see it. This is the last time I'm gonna be wearing this uniform. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of teared up because I'm like, this is the last time I'm ever gonna see Christian Wilkins in his uniform. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I remember him being drafted. I remember, seeing him develop, all the strides that he went through. And this is so typical Dolphins, man. We get a guy, draft them, develop. That's why people say Dolphins can't develop people. Yes, we can. We just develop for the rest of the league. We don't ever keep the guys we develop. And this is it. But I'm happy. I wish him nothing but the best. I'll tell you this. Max Crosby is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Like I love watching. You guys know I'm a defensive girl. You know I love defense. So him and Max Crosby, oof, that's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty. I'm telling you right now. That's gonna be pretty good. This organization is trash. Greer needs to go, and Ross needs to sell the team, not to someone in his family either. No football knowledge in this family whatsoever. It's okay. At least the Bills are falling apart too. That's actually kind of funny. But think about it, ladies and gentlemen. This good morning, Matt Hatter. Morning, Franklin. Aramine, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, sad to see him go, but congrats. I mean, that contract. Hey, man. Absolutely. This man, what is this? $27 million a year? The average, the value each year? Dude, heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So for me, it didn't really hurt that much for him because I already, prepped myself for this one. You know what I mean? And then you have, oh, Walkovic, we're breaking this puppy now. So we're gonna talk about all of that. Then we have Rubber Hunt. That's the other one, and I was like, man, this is gonna be tough because you know how we're talking about, man, we need O line, we need O line. The number one most available O lineman since he was drafted was Rubber Hunt. That man played practically every single game, with the exception, I think, this year is when he got a little injured. I'm doing well, Armin. Thank you for asking. Appreciate it. But, dude, $17 million panel? What time is it? Let me check. Let me check my clock, which I don't have that's currently charging. What time is it? I can do a panel. I can do a panel. I want to hear from you guys. Let me get through what I gotta get through first, Cap, and I'm gonna do it because so much happened. You know what I mean? But even Robert Hunt, like, dude, there's so many different 5 years, $100 million. Like, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. $20 million? Holy smokes! And yeah, all four guys we lost have earned $250 million in contracts, 174.25 in guaranteed money. That's beautiful. I'm all for that. Why? You gotta get paid, man. It's not for long for a reason, you know? It is not for long for a reason. And for him to get 5 years, $100 million contract, $63 million fully guaranteed, I love it. I love it. Holy smokes. Going all the way to the Panthers, hey, congratulations, young man. You have won the lottery. You have won the lottery. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy. Hey, good morning, Ian Baller. Why so many people crying? We're all set at linebacker, got a nice center. All three are great fits on bargain deals. I'm glad our former guys got paid, but I wouldn't pay enough except AGV. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't understand why it's so wrong for people to express themselves when it comes to being upset about transactions that happen. Things happen, you know? Um, so I'm gonna talk about it. So I'm happy for Rubber Hunt. That young man went from one Alabama quarterback to the other, and I know that he's gonna protect one just as well, if not better, than the other. So, wishing him many blessings too, because I know it's gonna be, it's gonna be great for him. Honestly, it's gonna be great for him. And then Brandon Jones, 22.5 million dollars. Well, up to 22 because it has incentives built into it. But I mean, this is a great deal, 3 year deal, up to $22.5 million for Brandon Jones being a safety. I'm telling you right now, that's another one. Congratulations, young man. Coming off an injury, not being able to really play last season. I know he's gonna be very good coming back, rehabbing, and I'm happy for him. Man, he's going to the Broncos. Hey, Broncos country. That's right. That's right. Wait a minute, my Steeler Nation. Let's weld. That's, oh, I can't. You can make this. Ian Baller says Broncos cut Simmons to sign Brandon Jones. Mm-mm-mm. I'm telling you, Steeler Nation. Look. I love me some Russell Wilson. Dangerous. It's not gonna stop me from saying what I want to say. Bless him, man. Seriously. But that's another one, Brandon Jones. And then obviously, I think the one that I will say, the one that hurt me the most was AVG, Andrew Van Ginkel. Because if you take a look at what he got, it's just a 2 year deal to go back with Flores. I will say it's kind of cool though that Thor gets to go to the Vikings, because Thor is the Viking god, so I call him Baby Thor. Um, 2 year deal with the Vikings for $20 million, including $14 million guaranteed. What does that mean? 2 years, $7 million each year. That's what that means. And I believe the way they broke it down is 1 year for the next. So technically, they got him for a year. They can cut him the next one, still pay him his $4 million, and kind of move on. So he, I mean, that's the one that I'm like, but Greer, are you flipping kidding me, Greer? That's the one that I'm like, come on, bro. Just that's the one where I'm like, the other Hunt, Christian Wilkins, hey, I get it, man. You know what I mean? But AVG, Brandon Jones, we kind of knew the writing on the wall, so I wasn't really surprised. But AVG, you literally have no edge rushers because both of them are out till mid-season. And then your backup, who was really flipping good, $14 million. We couldn't swing $14 million. Look at that. Get out of here, man. I'm. That's the one that hurt me the most. It's the one that hurt me the most. That's the one that hurt me the most. Guys, let's hit that like button, guys. We need 10 more likes. Timothy, I hope we bring those two back. They won't cost much. Who are y'all talking about? Who are you talking about, Willis? That's the one that I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. For me, I don't understand how on earth. Do y'all think we can get Chase Young for the cheap? Depends, honestly. We'll see. Now the O line looks a little better, especially if we can bring back Lamb and win for the cheap as backups. Yeah, not too bad. Tyreek Hunter cover AVG and Hunt. It's what we want. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Our handy dandy flipping, the heck is this man's name? Our general manager. He's gonna be giving he's gonna be giving us that splash signing. Oof, I could almost feel it. Every flipping season he does this. And then we're like, oh, forget everything else you did. I mean, hey, listen. Hopefully, whatever moves we end up making this off season will get us to the promised land. That's all I care about. I told you guys, I don't care who gets me there as long as we win. 42% of you guys said Christian Wilkins hurt the most. 38% percent of you guys said AVG. 19% said Robert Hunt. No one said Brandon Jones. I'm not surprised at that one. Oh, that's hilarious. Actually, that is definitely hilarious. Oh yeah, I can't wait till we draft because this is the thing. This is why I don't like to do like, hey, let's draft this guy. Let's draft because until we actually get into free agency, see who we pick up, who we let go, it's such a waste of time. Give the people what they want. They want draft, Uh, zero for temperament. Yeah, we all saw that writing on the wall. So it is what it is. But guys, seriously, hit the like button. We are only 40 or 39 people away, ladies and gentlemen, from getting to 1,300 subs. If you guys can do me a favor, we got over, what is it? I'm seeing here. Oh my God, we got over 30 people watching on X. If you guys can come over here to YouTube real quick, it takes 2 seconds, real quick. Get on your YouTube, or you can actually Google Miss Fitz. If you Google Miss Fitz, you can find me. Uh, I know. I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. And then you can go ahead and go to YouTube, or if since you're on X, if you go to my page, the link of the channel is right there. Come hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and it really helps us get into that next level. I appreciate all you guys, and I'm telling you right now, it really does help. So if we can go ahead and get that, so we can get to our next goal of getting to 1,300, that'd be awesome, guys. The only way we can do it is with you guys. So please do it so we can go ahead and continue to share the channel and everything else we're doing up here for all of us. I was just saying that to my coworker yesterday, who is also a Dolphin fan. Michelle, are you doing your due diligence, ma'am, and sharing the channel? Well, I know you. You are. um, Knowing Greer, we're about to give up another first rounder for some splashy signing. It's true. And this is why people say, oh, we're gonna get comp picks for these guys. The way comp picks work is depending on who you lose, how much contract they get, based on the value of that contract is what the comp will be for the next year. Haven't you guys noticed that we haven't had any comp picks in, I don't know, 4 years? Because every off season, this man picks up splashy dudes that negate the comp picks. That's why I'm like, right now, I think from what I read, we were down to two comp picks instead of three. I'm telling you right now, we're going to have no comp picks for next year, though. I'm telling you. Hey, T. Carter, welcome, welcome. Ooh. Whoa, I love your shoes. Are those Jordans? Dolphins Jordans? I like it. Miss Fizz, what's good, boo? I'm good. Thank you, T. Carter. Much appreciated. Anyone get franchise tagged? No, sir. Dolphins did not tag anybody. We did not tag anybody whatsoever. Um, we won't sign anyone the price for Hunt or Wilkins, so we'll get third round comes. I'm gonna wait because I know my GM. I'm telling you, this GM, he does it every off season. But don't worry, we're gonna talk about it. Now, what the hell? Oh my God, I almost passed out. Ooh, I was like, what is this? Morning, Dolphinier. Welcome, buddy. Okay, let's move on. So those are the people we lost. Now let's take a look at the dudes we added, right? Because we added some dudes. Obviously, Johnu Smith. Oh, let's see here. Before I do it though, let me. Who did you like most from our ads? Whatever, y'all know what I'm saying. Johnu Smith. Who was the other dude? Jordan Brooks. Give me a second, guys. Who else? Who else? Who else? And our last but not least, and don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into day 2, right? It's gonna happen. There's gonna be a million things. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on, but who knew, ladies and gentlemen? Who knew? I'm very interested in seeing the additions we got. We have so many people here right now that we brought up. Obviously, these 4 guys. I thought it was actually very interesting. I'll tell you that. Let me pull this up real quick. What is it? Uh, okay, shoot. Hold on, guys, cause I gotta tape for a show today. Okay, okay, there you go. Um, yeah. So we got those gentlemen, those 4 gentlemen, which I thought, hey, that's absolutely great. You know what I mean? We've got several additions so far that we've added to the team. We've lost overall between those who we cut, those who were picked up by other teams, 8 players. In total, we've added, including our future contracts, 18 guys. Crypto will be 3. Oh my God! If we bring back Devontae Parker, Patriots cut DVP. Well, yeah, DVP. That would be. I think that would give him a heart attack. If you know crypto, you know that's his favorite guy. He will be his biggest cheerleader. Biggest cheerleader for sure. Let's start out with the tight end real quick. I know he was here from before. John Smith. I never really talked about him, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I didn't talk about him is because Mike McDaniel doesn't put any emphasis on this. He doesn't put any emphasis on this actual team or player. So for me, it's like on this position, he doesn't. He doesn't whatsoever. Excuse me. So that's why I'm like, why am I gonna be all happy that we signed John Smith? Don't get me wrong. I mean, the contract's not bad. It's a 2-year contract. Definitely a bargain for sure. I mean, that's not, and it's worth up to $10 million, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? You want something that's gonna be good. It's not gonna cost you too much. He's 28, been in the league for 7 years, worth up to $10 million. Not bad whatsoever. I mean, coming from Atlanta, I almost wow. You know that song? What's that song? Can somebody tell me the name of the song? I heard it, but I forgot. I think it might be called "Welcome to Atlanta." Where I think who is it? Ludacris and and oh my God, you know that "Welcome to Atlanta" when the Plans plays. Like, oh my God, somebody please help me with the song. I heard it yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song in years. And I heard it when they put Kirk Cousins was on there, Kirko Chains. Holy smokes! And Jerome Dupree. I know those two are in the song. Just can't think of the name. Is it? Is it called "Welcome to Atlanta"? Um, I think it is. Hey, if Insanity, good morning. Didn't see you there. How you doing? Which, by the way, thank you for this great segment because I just remembered, guys. Back alley fans will be shared. You guys will be able to get it access. Our members are gonna get it first today. At 10 a.m. They're gonna be able to go ahead and see our new episode of Back Alley Fins. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow, everyone else will be able to see it. So yes, seeing you suffer with a song is great. Right. Thanks. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's gotta be Welcome to Atlanta. I just can't think of. I know it. It has to be that. That has to be the name of the song. There's no way. Jermaine Dupri. Okay, really? You're gonna. That's what happens, people, when you got friends who really love music as much as you do. Um, he's got more yak ability than any tight end we've had in years, and that's one thing. AB, and good morning to you, sir. That that's one thing I'm looking forward to. Now, don't get me wrong. Durham Smythe does it. Durham Smythe is one of the best um, when it comes to his percentages in receiving. One of the best catchers when it comes to tight end. Relative to the amount of catches he gets overall. He's able to get yak. John Smith is going to be able to go ahead and do that as well. So I expect a lot from him, but to be honest with you, I think it's going to be more of another blocking tight end, which is what McDaniel wants more than anything else. Essentially, two more linemen. That's what he wants the tight end for. So hey, it is what it is. It actually is. I knew it. I knew it was Welcome to. And you got me out here sweating for the name of the song I already said 3 times. That's wrong. But yes, guys. Yes. We've got Back Alley Fans. We'll be out today for the fans, 10 a.m. Come check it out. So, well, to the members, you members are getting it first. Definitely, 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 definitely. Um, hey, good morning, Lance. Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Okay, let's continue. So, and the context actually not that bad, to be honest with you guys. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Um, there's there's one. We got our linebacker. Let's talk about Jordan. Ooh, ooh, Jordan Brooks. Holy smokes! Woo! 3-year contract worth $30 million. Hey, he's 26, and you know what? He's the ideal Chris Greer player. What do you mean, Miss Fizz? Oh my gosh. Well, he made it back from last season's opener after tearing his ACL week 17 in 2022. Oh, another injury player? Oh my god. Like, who didn't see this coming? Seriously. Seriously. Yeah, this this is so Chris Greer. I mean, this man, it's hilarious. Ooh, Aaron Jones is going to the Vikings. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. Aaron Jones to the Vikings. I mean, it's pretty good running back. You know what I mean? Hey, I will say this: he's pretty good with He's essentially like a little bit slightly better Jerome Baker, so he's good when it comes to zone coverage more than anything else. Um, at least we got a body. At least we got a replacement. That probably means that we're not going to be bringing back Jerome. I mean, it may not. We might bring back Jerome if they end up, if he doesn't find a spot and we end up, getting somebody else. You know what I mean? But he would be our Jerome Baker replacement, essentially. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, no, I'm not surprised whatsoever. This is absolutely never let Jermaine Dupri go. Yeah, I love that song. But that's definitely gonna be. I'm looking to see exactly how he does. It's again another player injury situation. I'm telling you, ideal. He went undrafted with Seattle. Ideal linebacker for um for Chris Greer. This is what he loves. This is what he uses to. And somebody told me because I did post this on X, and somebody told me, well, Miss Fins, he David Long Jr. He came off an injury and was pretty good. I'm like, yeah, one dude. I mean, we're hoping for another. What's up, CB? Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Miss Fins. We making moves. Fins up, absolutely. Hey guys, go check them out. Awesome content. I mean, need I say more? What's up, Hooked Joe? Welcome, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, Hooked Joe? Love the emojis. Good morning, Sax man. Welcome, welcome. Jump, jump. Morning, Bubbo. Good songs, good songs. And shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate all of you guys obviously coming through. Everybody on Twitter, Twitch. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. We're only 30 people away. Is it 30? No, 39 people away from getting to 1,300 subs. If you guys can help out, that'd be amazing. Everybody on Twitter and Twitch, if you can come over here and then hit that sub number, and then you can go right back to watching it. You can find the link to the channel in my page as well. Just click on it, click the sub button, put the little bell thingy. We're Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, guys. And it's a great way to support the channel and spread it around the world and let everybody know. Okay, and it gets to get you guys more stuff here. Now I'm gonna be dropping this link in just a second. Once I finish with these last two guys that I want to talk about, I'm not surprised. I will tell you this: Aaron Brewer, not the center I thought we were gonna pick up. I'm not gonna lie, not the center I thought we were gonna pick up. I mean, for me, 3 year worth $21 million. Not bad. Former Titans center. Not bad. You know what I mean? Including $10 million signing bonus, $35 million. Oh, never mind. Sorry, that was his contract with Tennessee. Let me see if I can find what it works out in 2020. Mm, I'm trying to get the breakdown on his contract with us, but yeah, all I'm getting is 3 years, 21 million. It's fine. They'll eventually tell us how much the breakdown is. But I mean, what do you guys think right now? Locking in former Titans center Aaron Brewster to that 3 year deal. So it's worth 7 million a year, but you know us, we don't ever structure like that. So definitely not the center I thought we were gonna get. Not at all. Now, let's not let's not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. We knew we needed a center. We were not gonna roll into 2024 with no center. Connor Williams is still a free agent. I'm not sure that if he signed already with somebody. Did Connor Williams sign with somebody? I haven't heard anything about him. It would have popped up. I'm not seeing anything here where Connor Williams signed with somebody. Did anybody see anything about Connor Williams? Because I don't think I've seen I haven't seen anything when it comes to that. Oh, okay. Is what was wow. I can't believe yesterday the Bengals released Joe Mixon. Wow. 4 seasons of 1,000 yards each. That one. That one. That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Wow. And that's another crypto dude, I'm telling you. Man. Welcome to Atlanta. Okay, looks like our projected comp picks. It looks like we got a third rounder with Wilkins, a third rounder with Hunt, a fifth rounder with ABG, and a sixth with Brandon Jones. But because um we got somebody essentially for Brandon Jones and ABG, it looks like we might be getting the comp picks next year. We'll see. I'm still not 100% mm, sold on that. I'm not. Excuse me. Mm. I'm just trying to see if there's any update. Man, some people, the internet always wins at the end of the day. This is mm, mm, mm. I just keep seeing stuff about AVG, and I'm like, I can't look at this no more, man. I can't look at this. Anyways, moving on. And who was the last dude that we got that we picked up? Anthony Walker Jr. Oh, ah, Lord. Another dude we signed. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it, Hooked Up Joe. I was like, I don't think I saw any. Trust me, people would have been talking about it. And that's why I was up all night, and I don't recall seeing anybody. Connor has not looked last night. Okay, Brewer is a bit intriguing because of his size. Maybe his athleticism makes up for that. We gotta see. Matt Hatter says, I'm not enjoying free agency. I hope the draft can fill the gaps. Need some dogs. Do we ever get dogs? Is that even a yeah, there's a lot. Almost everybody. You think Elliot might be gone? Interesting. Akimar better be in the gym on that bulking program. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Now we can trade back that first rounder. Oh, I was, regardless of what we did in free agency, I was of the we need to trade back unless you're gonna get like an insane tackle or defensive or offensive tackle. That's the only way that I would do it. But Anthony, where is this man? Anthony Walker Jr. Another injury, dude. He agreed to a 1 year deal with the Dolphins. I just, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Why? Another injury, dude. Another injury, dude. In his career, Walker has recorded 513 tackles, 17 pass defended, 9 quarterback hits, 4.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbled, 3 interceptions, four fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. Yay. Another player coming off an injury. You can't make this stuff up, guys. It's just so frustrating because we cannot find, for the life of us, any players we can sign that are, I don't know, maybe not injured. Is that possible, Greer? And then at the end of the season, we're like, oh my God, all these injuries. Anybody surprised? Seriously? Like, I can't find the contracts for Brewer or for I guess we haven't had the. If one of you guys had got the contract info for Walker Jr. and for Brewer, please pull it up and I'll read them. But I can't find them. When healthy, Walker is a beast. Franklin, you're proving my point, man. The Miami when healthy Dolphins. Wow, that just came. That just literally came about. The Miami when healthy Dolphins. That's us right here, front and center. Like, what are we doing? Morning Dolphins and mind, we are going to turn these players into stars. You know what? We are going to turn these players into stars. We are. Well, CMC was injury prone and the Niners took a chance on him. That's true. I guess we will see. We won't know. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, I can't speak for later. I can only speak for what's going on now. You know what I mean? And hold on, because I need to make sure. There it is. What's up, Cat for Life? How you doing, sir? Talk to me.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Before you go,
So,
let me say this
yeah,
one
what?
last thing real quick because I forgot to say this. Give me one quick
Sure.
second. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, just so in case, just to update everybody, we have re-signed Elijah Campbell, who was our sister free agent. Robert Jones, Nick Needham. That's the one that I'm super happy about. And our most important pickup was our punter, Jake Bailey, because as you guys know, I'm an advocate for Jake Bailey. He is our holder for Money Sanders, and guess what? We're gonna keep him again. So I'm not worried about special teams when it comes to the kicker, because we got our holder back. So I'm very happy about that. And obviously, you guys already know we released Keon Crossan for $2.99 million in cap space. Robert Jones, Nick Needham, Emmanuel Okba, where we saved 13 million. Where is it? Agba 15.7 million, Xavier Howard 18.5 million. We won't get the 18.5 till after we officially cut him post June 1st. Well, he'll be officially cut. That's when we get that money. And then obviously Jerome Baker we saved 11.05. Um, those are guys that we released. So we've lost several guys. We've lost several guys. Four to free agency, four that we cut and released. We added four, and then we re-signed four. So that's where we're at right now for the Dolphins. But thank you, Cap, for life, sir. Appreciate you.
I
Talk to me. What did
appreciate
you think
you.
about all this? What you think about all these changes, all these moves? Anybody that you're excited about?
No, I mean for the most part, you brought up special teams, and I think I mean as much as people don't want to hear it, I think that's the only unit that's been intact throughout the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, Crossman's been there. That's fine, yeah, as far as coaching, but I think that's the only stability that we have on this team right now, as opposed to what we saw at the purge yesterday. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this other wave to hit to see what value we get. I mean, it's not over yet when it comes to trying to evaluate talent, but I mean, it's pretty slim pickings right now, and right now the fan base is not the only people that are questioning the moves. You got people that are very reputable in the sporting industries that are starting to question everything too. But they're not overreacting because the amount of waves we have left. So
Yeah, this is just a start. I mean, we haven't even the league year literally hasn't even started yet. So we this is just all the pre stuff before we get into it for us to be cap compliant, which actually I can show right now. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna share this real quick since I got you up here. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and share so we could all see the cap real quick. And what you say? Okay, this should be it. I just can't get enough. I think this is it. Let me. Yeah, I think it's this one. Let's go ahead and do it. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, prior to these changes that we made, we were $23 million over the cap. Okay, that's where we were prior to the changes that we made and the additions and releases we made. Now, based on the
I keep
moves
hearing
that
June
Miami,
1st. Why do I
huh?
keep hearing June 1st? Like cap clearance, we're going to get more in June 1st. That's what I keep hearing too.
Yeah, that well, June 1st is when we officially get Xavier Howard's money, 18.5. So we don't get that in the books until he's actually off the roster. So once he's off the roster post June 1st, then we get the 18.5 million. But for right now, we went from negative 23 million to now we're positive $3.6 million, and that's without realistically speaking a Tyreek reset what the heck is this called? I'll see you in the back, Dupree. Give me a second. Without the restructuring of Chubb or Hill, we haven't even given to his contract yet. And the whole reworking from Tehran, excuse me, we haven't had any information yet. At least I've been looking and I haven't seen any information as to what it means, what that will look like for us. as far as his Tehran's reworked deal, if you mean. So we gotta see. Ryan AP says Jordan Brooks is Bobby Wagner 2.0, who I actually wanted. How you doing, Jermaine Dupree? Good morning. Good morning, Jermaine. Oh well, I guess once Jermaine is back from Atlanta, we'll go ahead and have him say something. And by him, I mean it's Insanity, people. In case you didn't know. But yeah, so now we are plus $3.6 million over the cap, under the cap. Sorry. So all the moves we made yesterday have allowed us to meet the qualifications for today, which by 4 p.m. all teams must be under the cap to operate this year without any penalties of losing picks, um, so on and so forth. So with that, and or any contracts being voided either as well. So that's one thing that I know is going to be very important for teams. Oh,
So just getting compliant right now, it's a plus in the aspect of, even though we can't make a splash move, the only card that we have right now is, trade bait. That's pretty much it. Right now. I mean,
essentially,
not in Baltimore.
right now, yeah. Now remember, all these contracts that we have, they don't become official until the league year starts, which will be 4 p.m. today. So all teams have till 3:59:59 to be under the cap. Once 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time comes in, then these contracts become official. Excuse me. Hey, Mr. Polk in the building. How you doing, Mr. Polk?
Hey, how's it going? Can y'all hear me?
Hey, good
Yes,
morning, Mr.
sir.
Polk. How are you?
Talk to
Good.
us. What did you think of the moves we just had?
I think it is great, and I'm said the reason why because yesterday when I was on the cap space, we were at the bottom at 32, and I just checked, and we have jumped up to 23 as far as cap space go. So whatever they're doing is great. The thing we gotta understand the most is that we don't, like I said, we don't
Talk
have
to us.
a lot of money cap space. We don't have a lot of picks, so they're going to do their diligent to do the best that they can with what we have and what we can get, and we just have to hang in there and ride the boat. If and stay course. We may not like it. I may not like some of the things that's going on, but being a Miami Dolphin fan for so many years, I've ridden that boat many times. So we're gonna have some stormy seas, and then we're gonna have some calm seas. So it just part of being a Dolphin fan. Period. You know. So
Got to ride the wave, man.
exactly, exactly. So and we got to support wherever players are on our roster. And when I say that, that definitely includes to it, whether we like it or not. We got to support our players. Period. That's being a true fan is supporting the players. When the players are not playing good, then we leave it up to the front office and the staff to do what they need to do, and what have it. So it's just a matter of riding the boat because I'm not jumping off this boat, off the Miami Dolphin boat for nothing. Okay, I'm going to ride the course and I'm going to keep riding it.
Yeah, I get you, man. And everybody says that, it's, we have to have patience. We need to stay the course, and everything's what you're saying is on point. But if things don't work out, and things are not going to get to the point where free agents are not going to be, the high price name people are going to want, and the natives are going to get restless. I mean, at that point in time, the patience, is going to end up being patience for hospitals. We want results.
Right. No, I understand that, and I agree with that. What I'm saying is that that's why I mentioned before. If things are not working out with players or even with coaches or with or for the front office, then changes need to be made. What I'm saying is that we have to weather through that. I'm not saying that we have to put on a happy face when time is sad. whenever you're dealing with a team, period, you have to you got to compliment them when they're doing well. Then we have to critique them when they're not doing well. Plain and simple. You can't just be one sided. You have to, like I said, critique them when they're doing bad and compliment them when they're doing good. And again, when it comes down to the front office, the
More
coaches, the
interesting.
players, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then we got to move on from them. Period.
So does that mean move away from, like, if we don't get to where we get to this year, people are saying it's already Operation 2025. Do we put that same energy with the front office too, and just clean house and start all over, or do we go ahead and just keep riding the wave?
I don't know. I'm gonna be straight. I think we should have cleaned house a few years back. We should have cleaned house. That's just my opinion. We should
Yeah,
have
no, I
cleaned house
mean,
a few years back,
we
but we
wanted to
did.
give the benefit of the doubt to Greer, right, to see his vision, and now I think we're accepting the word rebuild or retool or soft rebuild, whatever way you want to put it. That phrase is starting to get embraced now. So we need to see what Greer's vision is, but we also have to have a point in time where 8 years is 8 years. You know,
Right. Enough is enough. In other words, I agree.
pretty much it.
I agree because my thing is, and I may sound greedy. It's time for us to go to the Super Bowl again. It's way past time. It's way past time. So we need to get the resources in here to do that. And if that means the whole Dolphin franchise. If the franchise is not doing what they need to do, then we need to get rid of some people or get rid of most of them. We'll get rid of people we need that's holding us back
Yeah.
and bring in the ones that can help us out.
Yeah, because we all bought into the f them picks, and now we're talking about we need picks, and that's what we wanted to do. So that's the twist we made. So my thing is, if we're in a situation where you're telling me it's not a rebuild, but at the same
Well,
time you're telling me if we don't win 2025, it's going to be all in void. It's just I think people were right when they were saying last year was the window, and everybody was getting force fed that we had a 2-year window. The window was last year.
it was last
So
season. Right
yeah, so
now,
when
to
people say
me,
we have a 2-year window, I don't understand how people say we have a 2-year window when if this doesn't work out, 2025 is going to be 2024 is going to be irrelevant, and you're hoping on 2025. So you're just going to keep moving the goalpost for success. And granted, I get that because we put ourselves in that position, but don't tell me this is not a rebuild when last year
no.
was the window.
Well, here's the thing, Cap.
But
I'm gonna
how
be
how
straight.
much
Y'all,
how much are we gonna wait?
that's the
Right?
thing.
If
But
you
see,
if you let them if you let them pull the propaganda and the damage control, you'll be waiting forever. There has to be a point in the
exactly.
time with the fan base stands up and says, "Look, enough is enough." And I'm not saying a revolt, but at the same time, you have an access in today's society where you can voice your frustrations, being that you pay good money for the product that you're not getting results from.
Right, because like I said, now I don't have as much knowledge of football as some of you guys, but my eyes are telling me right now that this is a rebuild. Is it a
Yeah,
complete rebuild? I can't
yeah.
say that, but
It
this is
seems
a
Look,
it
rebuild.
seems like a poor man's
Right.
rebuild if you look at it. But
yeah, and look,
real
I'm not here
quick,
to
guys,
pick
because
on anybody. Oh,
I'm
go ahead,
taking
sorry.
a look at this. No, you good, cat. I just wanted to well, finish your statement, and I want to welcome Hooked Up Joe. What's up? How you doing? And I want to
No,
go over something here so we can
look,
see as far as cap compliance.
I'm gonna let you move forward. I just wanted to make this clear. And look, I'm not picking on anybody in particular, but it just at this point in time when you start hearing certain you know different type of creators try to force feed you a narrative that's not true, you have to use I don't want to say the eye test because people are saying the eye test is extinct, but you have to have that gut feeling in your heart that, look, man, something is not right here. And it's not wrong to voice that frustration, especially when you have different people channeling the same thing over and over and it's not working.
Yeah, recycling.
Um, I mean, well, remember, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but just because they
Oh yeah,
don't
of course, of
that's your
course, yeah, of
opinion
course.
doesn't mean it's it's a
Yeah, but
fact. It's just your opinion.
I get irked when people make it seem like it's gospel and you don't follow suit with what they say, and then
It's
they
like
turn against you.
it's like
It's
you
just
force
it
feed.
shouldn't work like that, bro. If people don't agree with your stance, everybody has their own right to voice their own frustration at this point. But to make it seem like
No,
it's one sided, it's This is why I like these type of platforms, because everybody has a difference. Everybody's not mind bleeped or forced to fit a certain narrative.
No, I understand it. And Hooked Up Joe, I appreciate you for coming through. Give me one quick second, man. Let me get this over, and then I want to hear from you what you got on these moves. So from Tom Pelissero, he did let us know that the Dolphins are working against cap compliance. Obviously, we know they did. They did a conversion on Ramsey's contract, clearing 19.9 million in cap space, which is a good thing. That's where the majority of our cap space came from. They also did conversions on Zach Sealer, Ingle, and Durham Smythe. Coupled with his conversion, cleared 28.78 million, and now are under the cap with some room to grow to work with once Teron Armstead's adjusted contract becomes official. So I know that we all heard about yesterday how they were really working on redoing, or I guess readjusting Teron Armstead's contract. Not really an extension; it was more of or or a restructure, more of an adjustment, and they still haven't done it, but we are cap compliant, which is a good thing. We have our guys, our solid guys that we have in the team. By reworking them, converting some of their money and paying them off now and clearing that cap space, it's allowed us to have and to be over the $3 million that I was referring to earlier. And we're 3.6 million dollars over the cap. I've been checking on X. You saw me going through, seeing if there's anything else. I haven't seen any other Miami Dolphins moves just yet. If you guys have and you see it, please let us know so we can let everybody else know. But so far, I haven't seen it. But at least I wanted to give you guys that update, so you guys are aware. And Hooked Up Joe, talk to us. How do you feel about all these moves, sir?
Good morning, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up,
I
Joe?
am, what's happening? I'm not surprised. I don't think many of us were surprised that everything that happened happened. I mean, we didn't want some of the things to happen, but the writing was on the wall right up. I mean, it
Pretty
was hard
much.
not to notice it. So I'm not surprised at the moves. I don't think that many people are super surprised. I also feel like, that to me, a complete rebuild would be down to one. A slight
Definitely,
rebuild
yeah. It's not a complete
would
rebuild.
be maybe in the 5 win range, or maybe 6 or 7. We've always been in what I'll call trying to make vast movements with half vast movements, and we've always been like that 8 win team as long as. I mean, it got to the
Middle of the
point a
road.
long time ago where I was like, come on, let's just have a 1 win season and get a freaking draft pick or something, do something. I'd rather lose. I was actually saying back then I'd rather not make the playoffs and win one game and get some good draft picks and do a real rebuild and try to come back strong, instead of this make the playoffs and lose it. This was back when we were making the playoffs all the time and losing the very first one. Heck, it might have Indianapolis may have been in our division then. I'm that old. But anyway, this I don't really see. I mean, I kind of see this as
Oh, back in
as
the
a
day.
iter we've been top heavy. This is kind of the path I've seen. Is we got bad coaches that couldn't build a team, certainly couldn't build an offensive line, and we had to compensate for that by getting veteran players that already didn't need to be coached to try to come in here and act like coaches and try to get the rest of the team going. And I'm not just talking about Flores here. It's not beat up on Flores Day. I'm talking about every coach we've had since freaking I don't know who.
Philman, yeah.
Sperano?
Well, yes, you're right,
Jimmy
Sperano, because it
Johnson.
started
I mean,
Sperano,
we've had
Philman.
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
have we when have we
I mean,
actually built
Weinstead is the
talent?
one that had the most success. Or how do you say
Yeah.
his name?
And
Yeah.
does that
Weinstead.
Weinstead.
mean that
Dave
success was
Weinstead.
Weinstead.
we haven't had a coaching staff long enough to consider what they did based on what the results are of that coach, or is a product of what the previous coach did, and that was a product of what the previous coach before that did. So we're in a situation now where even McDaniel, we're having to use the players that were pulled in before him. We had the situation that we had before he ever came in, which is a extremely top heavy team where we had to try to buy enough players to win because we didn't have the coaching staff needed to build the team we need to win. And what I see happening right now is that in my mind, we have a coaching staff now that can actually develop players and make the team better by making the players better, not make the team better by buying already existing good players. There's a big difference. And I realize Wilkins and some other people's did build up in our program and they didn't make the big money. We've had some success in draft and build, but all in all, I think we all know you can't let's just fire everybody and get all new people. That's just not how it works in the NFL. So we are iteratively kicking the can down the road, trying to become less top heavy and just try to build a team with some people that we can develop to become it. And so this next year, if we don't do as good, I don't necessarily call it a failure or we're going in the wrong direction or there we peaked last year and it's all downhill from here. I just don't see it that way. I see it as we're going to have some bumps in the road, but I see an actual future that I can look forward to and kind of be happy about in the long run. I'm not worried about next year, to be quite honest.
Yeah, so you're saying pretty much the past 14 years have been teams that have been inherited throughout the dysfunction. So we're pretty much have to rely with these 3 years of stability under one coach, hoping it lasts and surpasses 4 years. Because like you said, it's been 4 coaches in 15 years. Yeah, it's been 4 coaches in 15 years almost.
More. We need a coaching staff that can build too. We
stability,
need not just a head coach. We need all of our positional coaches to become better and stay there and learn and come together. And that just doesn't happen. I mean, every team has turnover when you get a new head coach, and that's what we're seeing. We beat up on Flores for having his head coach cycling, but the fact is that at every coach, you have to iterate into what you're doing. You don't just come in and go, bam, all right, we got everything together. We got everybody we need. We got everybody. We're going the right direction. I mean, if you go into somewhere that has like a humongous cap space and all kinds of draft picks because they already been through a losing season, that's different, but we haven't had that.
Okay, because you keep hearing the cap space for us in 2025 is going to be surpassing 70 million, and I'm like, okay, well, we're worried about next year and cap numbers for next year. I'm like, what about this year? Like, now that we're cap compliant, why are we worried about next year, 2025?
So we can go in next year being cap compliant.
Yeah, well, this is one thing I will say. Once he does make all his moves, because we know our GM, he loves to take some money into the season because guys will go down, so we'll need to be signing guys off the street. So we'll have some extra money. He does this every off season, and he also wants to be able to do the same thing next year as well if he can. But look at this Greer situation. I saw this and I couldn't stop laughing with somebody. I can't believe somebody put this together, but they call it the Chris Greer situation. So far, 17 years in Miami, 8 years as a GM, 0 playoff wins. We have 2 paths. Number 1, the left one. Don't give to an extension, meaning his whole rebuilding process was a complete failure. Gets fired in 2025. On the right side, give to an extension, outbidding nobody, setting the franchise back 5 years, get fired in 2026.
So far, it's been accurate.
And boy, oh man, that I just thought it was super funny. So I figured I'm like, let me show the guys this is. I thought it was hilarious, but I mean that's exactly.
Oh no, the one that got me yesterday was the one about Eli Apple signing. I was laughing. I was trying to see if that was true so I can send it, bro. My ribs almost busted.
I mean, what you said, Cap, about Eli?
No, there was a fake news. There was fake news. Yeah, there was fake news yesterday that he had signed with the Dolphins for like 3 years, 55 million. I was like, damn, please tell me that is true. I was busting a gut laughing when I seen that. I was like, oh yes.
Well, one thing I can say that I'm happy with,
I just
as far
saw
as
that, and
go
I
ahead.
almost like flipped my chair.
No, but
You
one
go
thing
ahead.
I can, I've said many times before, starting with Bushberry, so far we have, I like what he's doing with our offensive line, with all the injuries and what have you, and he's showing that he can bring in players and develop them or fit them in. So again, kudos to him, and hopefully we'll see what's going to happen with Weaver on the defensive side. But like I said, we just got to ride the boat, see what's going, which direction we going in. That's what we can do for now. I'm not saying that makes everything all right. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's all we can do because we're fans. The front office going to do what they want to do regardless of what we think. So we just got to ride that boat.
I just feel like today it's since we're even keel and compliant, now they're going to start making these second tier moves, and I think it might be a scenario like Flores when he brought in his guys when we were compliant, and McDaniel when we were compliant, he brought in his guys. I wouldn't shy away from Weaver bringing in a couple of guys from the Ravens right now. It's usually their MO too. Once they get compliant or they're out of their hellhole, they try to make the fan base happy with a move, and then after that, it's pretty much draft and free agency after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the Raven takeover today if things go the way we don't want and we want to get value for our dollar. I can see Weaver breaking the emergency glass and trying to see if he can get some of his guys.
Yo, some of our fan base, they're just, I freaking love our fan base. Like, this is, shout out to Dolph Freaky, man. I gotta show you all this. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie to
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, some of these, like, I was like, oh Lord, I hope people are okay. Because, man, I felt so bad. Like, we
Yeah,
were
that
hurting
one.
as a fan base. We're hurting.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Dolph Freaky. Today we mourn the loss of the Miami Dolphins defense.
She put him in
Wow.
ashes. She put him in an ash
Yo,
box, bro.
I love you so much, Dolph Freaky.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, this is. I'm telling you, this is why I love our fan base, man. Because we feel it.
Yeah.
We feel every move. Like,
We feel it,
this
bro. We feel
hurts.
it.
I mean, let's be honest. This defense, did we not lose this defense?
Yeah.
Like, core pieces literally gone.
Hmm.
So, but I'm sorry, this just came through, and I'm like, I can't. Today we're more. Can't. Oh, I'm telling you, the internet always wins, ladies and gentlemen. The internet always wins. I can't. I can't. This is too hilarious to me. I'm still trying to. I'm still trying to see if there's anything else that's coming up. This one actually annoys me. How come we couldn't at least keep AVG? Come on, man. That's the one that I keep seeing most people are upset the most.
10 million a
They're
year is
they're
just
more upset.
a
Look at this.
lot
Look at this.
for a
We
backup.
gather here today in Dolphin land to mourn the great.
Oh, what you said, hooked up, Joe?
I was saying 10
Oh
million
snap,
a
yo.
year for AVG was he was kind of a backup rotational player. I mean, he did a lot and he was great, but 10 million a year, you just have to. What happened is the cap went up a whole bunch, and everybody has all this spending money, and they're buying everything they want, and we
It's
don't have that change, so we're just going to lose everybody this year. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But in the end, next year, I mean, if we can develop some players next year and go into 2025 with actual comp picks and some cap space to start with, then we're kind of heading in the right direction. We're taking a hit. There's no doubt about it. It's sad.
I mean, what do you think, guys?
We
About?
are
I mean,
taking
I
a
know
hit
it's a
because look
center.
at this. Look at this. Aaron Brewer. Yeah, I'm putting him up right here. PFF has Aaron Brewer 73.1 PFF grade in 2023. I know some people don't go by it. 11th among all centers. This is a downgrade, ladies and gentlemen. We had the number one
The
ranked
Tennessee
center.
Titans were almost dead last.
Now we have
They
the
were almost dead last in
11th
offensive.
ranked center.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he becomes a rotational player and we get Connor back.
Look,
Just
I mean,
fingers
you
crossed.
can hear what you can hear one aspect of that being good for us, but then I can hear the aspect of
What's
Tennessee
up,
almost being
Chris?
dead last in pass pro, and then almost getting Tannehill killed because of him. So it's like a glass half
Exactly.
full, glass half empty.
The- It's ridiculous, man.
He's tiny.
Oh,
That's
here
freaking
comes Kirko
amazing.
Chains. I love him. I love Kirko Chains. Look at this. Quavo hype for Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. Already has a new nickname for him. We have plenty chains down here. Ice 'em out. Kirk Frost. I'm
Kirk
loving it.
Frost.
I'm loving
Wow,
it. I'm loving
Hmm.
it. Listen,
it's like Matty
Good.
Ice.
Kirk Frost. I mean, I call him Kirko Chains, but I'm telling you right now, one of the best, most wholesomest dudes in the NFL is Kirk Cousins. Like I absolutely love Kirk Cousins, man. Like, but this is hilarious. Like, look at him and all those chains. Like, literally, all the. Uh, love him, love him. Uh, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday, when I started see when I knew it hit me when I saw AVG gone, and I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing, but I'm being super serious when I say, um, although we gone to the end. Literally, I was like singing Boys to Men in my head, like, or the how do I say goodbye to what we lost? Oh my god. I was like I actually teared up when AVG
The good times that
when he
made us
actually
laugh.
I'm telling you, I cried. I cried. I actually teared up. I was like, you know, Hunt and Wilkins, we knew they weren't gonna be here, but and Brandon Jones, to be honest with you, half the fan base forgot he was even in the team because he didn't really play. He came back from injury, played really well, but it is what it is. But man, AVG, that's the one that like got me. Like I just couldn't.
When I saw Minnesota, I said to myself, Brian Flores is sticking it to us right now, and
Oh,
he's
he
loving every
is.
second of it.
Oh, he got his guy.
Hmm.
He got his
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know
That was the
Flores,
blow for me too.
he loved AVG.
Yeah. I followed him ever since he was at Wisconsin, so that was a serious blow for me because I was happy that we got him out of Wisconsin. So yeah, that was the blow for me, AVG.
This fan
You
base,
just got
man.
to account for him. Can he be a one position player full time and be as impactful as he is or has been when he's running around the field like that? That's
Hmm.
a point I heard someone else make. I didn't think it up, but just someone else making the point on um, looking at his whole review record and everything else and his film, can he keep that intensity up in one position over and over and over again? Or is he like bursting when he comes in there because he hadn't been playing and he's taking a position and he's, really kicking butt? So I know that's not going to be a popular position and may not even be the case, but you've got to understand the coaches are seeing a lot more than we do and
Yeah.
having to make
Yeah.
hard decisions.
Yeah.
So Omar's talking to Joe
and
Rose right now,
yeah.
saying
Well,
what
this is the
Kendall
thing,
Kendall
guys.
Lamb. He's saying that they're going to make a push for the offensive line. That's the plan.
They better because we need them. But this is the thing, guys. Yes, I love my team. Okay, and I'm logo above all. You know what I mean? But there are certain players that you're gonna like a little bit more than others, and all around. And I'm a defensive girl. I loved AVG. So for me, yeah, I teared up a little bit because I'm like, man, I'm never gonna see this man in the aqua and orange again. It sucks. It sucks as a fan. It sucks. I'm not the only one. I'm not like, and all you gentlemen out there, I know it's not just us ladies either. So just saying, what's up, MDC? Welcome, welcome. What's up, S Harris? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Thirsty? Guys, go
Lost.
check him out. You know, it's got
That's a good way of.
great, great, great info here. But go ahead, Cap.
No, no, I just saw Lost when S Harris put that up there. It's like the perfect way to express the way the past 2 days have been.
For real. I appreciate your channel, Miss Fizz Dolphins. Dolphins family for life. Yeah, thank you, AR. I appreciate you too. Thank you for checking out, for subscribing. Hey guys, I want to shout out everybody. We got over 100 people watching the show right now live between Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and I want to say thank you guys because hey, this off season is gonna be an up and down. We're gonna be here together. But I need everybody who's not on the YouTubes right now, and even if you are on the YouTubes right now and you haven't commented yet, do me a favor. Put a little fins up in the comment section for us, just to say, hey, at least we're going to make it happen. We're going to get through this together. And two, come over here if you're on Twitter and Twitch. Come over to YouTube. It literally takes like 10 seconds. Come hit that like button to the show and hit the subscribe button. We are 39 people away from getting to 1,300, and I'm loving and I love it for us to do it together like we always do. I see you hooked that Joe Fins up from Twitch. Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for the fins up. Let's drop some fins up in the building. Yep. Good morning, Miss Fins. Fins up. What's up, Nathaniel? Good morning. Dolphin Dawn, welcome. I see you. What's up, Tyshawn? Have fun. Great job replacing a sorry defense with an even horrible defense. We were not a sorry defense, sir. In the last few weeks, we were ranked top 4. But then, injuries happen. So it is what it is.
And
But what do you guys expect for day 2 to happen? Sorry. Go ahead, Cap, and then answer my question.
no, no, go ahead. You guys go.
No, I was going to say, what do you guys expect from today? That's what I was going to ask.
Oh man. I mean, position of need. What's position of need right now for us? What's the hole that we know hasn't been filled? Pause.
I'll say offensive line, defensive line.
So basically, the guys that walked out yesterday is what we need to fill up today ASAP.
Also linebacker, inside linebacker.
So,
So I mean, we picked up
um,
2 D tackles. We picked up 2 linebackers. Do you feel that's just depth purposes, or do we still need that frontier staple piece
Well,
in
that,
linebacker?
that that guy we picked up from Seattle, from what I'm seeing, he's a veteran and he's what's the word? Could I say decent? I guess we can say decent. Um, and then, but see, that's the thing. Reason why I brought up inside linebacker again is because we have him and we have Channing Tindall at inside linebacker. So we definitely got to go out and get another one because that's sort of
You guys trust Duke Riley?
we still have him.
Do we have him?
yes. Well, Duke Riley is still He's actually listed as part of the team right now. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's not them. I guess maybe we can, I guess we can go from there. Because we got to see what's going to happen with Channing Tatum. Because Channing Tatum got to definitely, in some way, step up because we've had him long enough. And like I said, you go back and look at him at Georgia. He is very athletic, but he has to make the change to the NFL. And he's been on the team. He's been in the NFL with our Dolphins long enough to do so. So he definitely needs to step up because, like I said, if not, we have to move on from him and bring somebody in that's gonna play well.
How serious do you guys take these Snead talks? Like, are you still on board? I'm trying to acquire Snead if we don't make a big move. Like, at this point in time, is that
A
a
Finn
position
and
of need right now?
What said Cap?
Are you guys on board with trying to make a push to try to trade for Snead at this point, or
Yeah.
just the damage is done at this point and just try to go after somebody second tier?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
wonder if we
We're
have
gonna have
top
to see.
tier capital.
But
You
I
know,
wanted to.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
That's where
kind of
I
what I'm
was gonna
wondering
go
about.
go with
I'm
because
it's
wondering
the
what we're going
money.
to
It's
have
all about the
today at
money.
all with the capital we have and moves we've made. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to let it ride a little bit and see what we can get. I don't want to say in the bargain bin, but in the people, we're not going to run out and sign lower end players. I don't know. Will we? Will we go
it's
out and
definitely
sign
not.
lower end players today, or are we going to let it go ride a little bit and let the price drop on people that weren't swiped up?
Yeah, I just want to shout out real quick. La Fin Equip. They are actually a Dolphins YouTuber from France, and today we will be recording a show. Shout out to Dolfriki who gave me the challenge and promoted my channel over there. And now we're gonna be recording after this show. But yes, I wanted to go ahead and just say hello and good morning or bonjour. Even though technically right now it's like afternoon, so I don't really know. Bon evening. I don't know how to say evening in French, so that's sorry. I only know bonjour or bonsoir, which I know is like good night. But how are you? Ready for Fin Talk? Yes, I am. I'm excited. I definitely can't wait. But I wanted to just shout them out in case you guys do go. We Man, the Dolphins fan base reach is literally worldwide, which to
Yes.
me, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I just want to go ahead and shout them out. Man, I can't wait till that drops. Also, too, guys, as an update too, we got Back Alley Fins coming out to you. All of our members are getting it today. You're getting it today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And we're definitely gonna be. It's spicy. I'll tell you that. It got spicy. I had to edit some stuff out, but but you're gonna catch Nene, Miss Fins, and Finsanity today. All our members get it early, so thank you, members, for being members. I appreciate all of you guys. For sure, that's gonna be awesome. And then everybody else will get it what's tomorrow? Wednesday, yes. Wednesday. You guys will get it Wednesday. If not, I might push it to Thursday just because, I feel like I gotta give that a little extra to the members, man. The members have been awesome in supporting the channel, and I appreciate it. And this is what in the tampering, Miami Dolphins and NFL tampering period, and Dolphin moves day two, ladies and gentlemen. We're recapping day one, day two. We don't expect much, but it is what it is. Things will be happening today. How much we gotta see, but I appreciate everybody coming through. And shout out to all of our members who do support the channel. If you'd like to become a member, hit that join button, guys. We got different tiers for different folks or different strokes for different folks. How does that thingy go? But shout out to everybody that is a member. You guys really help out the channel so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Miss Vincent International. Man, it's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. That's all I gotta say. Um, But yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I'll tell you that. Official tampering period since they tamper all the time. Stop it, Hooked Up Joe. But you ain't lying. Everybody does it. Uh, I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta ask you gentlemen up here, because I know we have a lot of areas of needs. We've already said it. We're gonna need. I mean, remember, it's not just getting the players that we think are gonna start. We need camp bodies. We don't have
Yeah.
every player we need. Not even
Mm.
close. We have what? On our defense alone, we've got 12, 24, 6, 28, 30 defensive players right now the Dolphins have. And in offense, we've got 24, 39. But remember, we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 offensive players who are free agents. And in defense, we still got 9 free agents as well. So realistically speaking, we still got lots of players to bring in. So to your point, Hooked Up Joe, that you were saying earlier, we need camp bodies. Those
Yeah.
middle of the roads, you know, those filler guys. You're gonna see a
And
lot
some of
of
those turn out to
Chris
shine
Greer.
too. Especially if you could
Exactly.
develop your players. I mean, the more you got, the more chance you have of catching a diamond in the rough.
That's it.
Exactly. Them 1 year contracts. Expect Chris Greer to do a lot of 1 year contracts. He loves to do those. Hit the like button, guys.
Which is a double-edged
He
sword because
loves
that's
to
how
do
come
them
we have
1 year
so many leaving.
contracts.
Yeah.
You
Makes
said
job
it,
harder
sir.
for him though,
Well,
because you
look at
got to
this.
recruit every year to fill the space.
That is true. I asked you guys, who did you like the most from the people we added? 43% of you guys said Johnu Smith. 42% said Jordan Brooks. 9% said Aaron Brewer. 4% said Anthony Walker Jr. I'm with the folks. I actually would say Johnu Smith is probably the most solid pickup we've had so far.
Talking about the tight end.
Brooks, obviously,
Mhm.
yeah, the tight end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brooks, the
Yeah.
linebacker, he's
Yeah.
probably that Jerome Baker replacement. I would say he's the number two. So I'm with everybody. Aaron Brewer, I'm not sold. When I heard and somebody said it here, when healthy, I forgot who said it earlier. When healthy, I'm like, that's the story of our lives as Dolphin fans. When healthy. Like, are we serious, people? We can't be having these when healthy because we went from look at this. You know what position I know we need? A tackle because we got half a tackle. That I know.
There you go. Definitely
So that's
center.
a position we better get in the draft if we don't pick up a solid, non-injured, veteran. Because at this point, this is the
Yeah.
start of free agency, ladies and gentlemen. I'm already pulling out hair, and I know I'm not the only one.
Oh,
But which position in offense do you think is the most important position we got to focus on next?
Teron Armstead position in center.
So you're still in the camp, but we still need a backup, at least another center, or a backup center, because we got for centers, we got Aaron Brewer. We just picked up Connor Williams. Is technically not picked up by anybody, so he's still a free agent for us. We got Eichenberg, and we still got Jonathan Harrison, who's also technically a free agent. The only dudes we got under contract right now are Eichenberg and Aaron Brewer. So you're saying we still need another center?
Mm, maybe an off street guy. Because my concern is that at one time we had lost Connor Williams, and then we put Eichenberg in there, and he got dinged up a little bit. So that I would be satisfied if we had maybe um maybe three or four centers on the team, even if you have to put one in um, oh my goodness, my mind's not straight today. You may have to put how you say. I'm used to the word layaway. You may have to put one on layaway because that's my concern is the center and Teron Armstead spot because that's where the injuries are really devastated. Is that to me?
Oh, I'm muted. I didn't even realize I was muted. I see
Oh,
what you mean
okay,
when it comes to
Kendall
that.
Lamb. Okay, I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's I think Isaiah Wynn and Kendall Lamb. We have to bring them back. We need
Yes,
bodies. You know what I mean? Those will be the two guys that are still, in my opinion, we need them, especially as backups at least. I know Isaiah Wynn is still a free. I haven't seen anybody put. Yeah, they're both still free agents. I haven't seen any moves as far as them. You know what I mean? Um,
I'll be happy
so
to
shout out
bring
to
Win back.
definitively. I agree. I think that bringing those two back. I know you said Kendall Lamb, but I added Win in there because this is the one thing I will say. Although I'm very, very nervous about Brewer, our center that we just picked up. One thing I can for sure feel comfortable about is that in Butch Berry I trust. So I know he's
Thank
gonna
you.
put our guys in the best position to succeed. It's the only consolation prize I get. It's the only consolation on price. Yeah, Finstick, I get it. Brewer is solid, great. When healthy, when available, when on the field. I mean, am I off or isn't that what I keep hearing from everybody?
Because this is new for me to hear about Brewer having the injuries. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that makes me a little more concerned about the center position. And because we don't know, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with Connor Williams. Hopefully, we can retain him.
Hopefully, but with the way that free agency is moving, we
Yeah,
gotta
I
see
know.
what's gonna happen. We gotta see what's happening. I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be very interesting. So okay, so that was offense. I see here. What about defense, gentlemen? What are we thinking? What's the position we need to focus in defense?
Inside linebacker. Well, no, no, no. I take that back. Another defensive tackle.
Well, some people would say that we already picked up two defensive tackles, and Davion Nixon and
Yeah. Well,
and
oh
what do you
boy,
call it? Isaiah
defense.
Mack.
Mm,
So you
let's
still
see.
think because we only have Sealer for sure as a starter. Isaiah Mack and Davion Nixon are both backups in my opinion. So
Oh,
you
that's
still
and
think
we still have Peely also. I forgot about that.
Brandon Pilley? Yep, he's our
Yes, I
nose
forgot
tackle
about
though
that.
because Raekwon is a free agent.
Free agent. Yeah.
So what are we thinking?
I guess we
Hit
gotta
that
look
like
at our
button, guys. Hit that
DBs.
like button. What position we need then?
Guess we gotta look at our DBs.
Can't have enough
Oh,
DBs.
I was
Hmm.
yeah. Hooked up Joe. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
You can't have enough DBs.
Thank you. Say it again.
Thank
That's right, Joe.
exactly.
Are we sure
You
about
can
Brewer with the injury concerns? Because he played, somebody in chats mentioned he played 17 games. I was kind of looking for his injury history. Do we have information on that?
hold on.
Oh, okay. So that's CB83 saying that
Aaron.
Brewer. Let me see. Was that CB83 that was saying about?
Harris.
Okay, CB83 is talking
I,
about Brewer solid. Okay.
Harris. I'm not sure how to say the get 'em Guck mentioned the 17 games last 2 years.
I'll put it right now. I'll put it up right now. Well, he
because
was
I'm about
drafted
tired of.
in. Oh, he went undrafted in 2020 with the Titans. Obviously, now he's signed with us.
An undrafted diamond.
Okay, my apologies. I was talking about Anthony Walker. That's whom I was referring to as far as the injuries. That's who my concerns were. So, my apologies. That's what I definitely meant to say. It was more of Anthony Walker. He's the one that got a lot of injuries that hasn't
Okay.
played. So that was on me. But thank you for reminding. It's just
Okay.
the A names. They got me. How many A names we got? So,
Oh, that's
um,
okay.
but yeah, no. Anthony Walker is who I was referring to.
Yep,
He's the one
cleared
with the
up.
injury concerns. But
Brewer
for
is
Brewer,
not.
yeah, Brewer. I mean, hey,
Let's
the
let's see
only
what
issue
Butch.
Cat for Life. I don't know
Hmm.
where Cat for Life went, but he did mention this, which I kind of agree. It is said that right now, Tannehill was getting killed.
Hmm.
Excuse me, he was getting killed. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. It looks like he played left guard for the majority of his first three seasons. Last year he played center.
Yeah, I'm
He
hoping
did
we picked
start
him
all
up
17 games.
for his
Well,
versatility, that he can play all the positions. I actually hope we're kind of maybe Connor doesn't get this is my real hope is Connor doesn't get picked up and we somehow pull him in back as well. And then we have
He
I'm
is
with you.
really
ACL
good
injuries.
rotational player. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I'm
I
with
mean,
you
10
on that.
million's not that much. I mean, with all these things going up, 10 million a year is not top tier player. That is second tier player money. I mean, 10 million a year is not that big. I could easily
Not with
see
the
him
cap. You're
slipping
right.
into a rotational piece if we got somebody else. I'd love to have two real centers.
Let me. I got a good. Real quick. I found this. A good article from SB Nation. Shout out to SB Nation. Let me share it with you guys, if you gentlemen don't mind, real quick, because it's short, super. It's like not even two paragraphs. But I was like, okay, this is some good stuff. So this is SB Nation. Go check them out. This is Jacob Mendel. This was from yesterday. Dolphins and former Titans center Aaron Brewer agreed to 3-year deal. Brewer started 17 games in each of his last two seasons for the Tennessee Titans. So at least it's somebody who's had some longevity, which is what we need in that position. So again, for my previous statement, I meant Anthony Walker as far as the injury concerns, not Brewer. So too many A names, but my apologies. The Miami Dolphins began rebuilding the interior of its O line on Monday by agreeing to a deal with former Titans offensive lineman Aaron Brewer. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported that the deal was worth a total of 21 million over 3 years. And here's the tweet: the Dolphins have agreed in terms with their new center, so he is gonna be our starter. It makes sense because Connor Williams is still coming off a season-ending ACL torn. That's probably why he
Mm.
hasn't been picked up. Um, Brewer, 26, so he's young.
He's
He's been
young.
available for the last two seasons. Is a former undrafted rookie. Yep, and was at left guard for the majority of his first three seasons. The Titans moved him to center in 23, and he allowed 6 sacks, the second most among players at the position. He was called for 5 penalties while starting all 17 games. That's not good. He allowed 6 sacks, the second most among players. That's not good. Again, we're going from number one to number 11, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Miami's Dolphins averaged 5 sacks per game with rebuilding most of the O line. Robert Hunt joined the Carolina Panthers on a massive deal, and starting center Connor Williams is expected to take his time in free agency as he recovers from a season ending ACL injury. It's yet to be seen if Brewer will play center or slide back to guard with Liam Eichenberg under contract and Robert Jones signing 1-year deal to remain with the Dolphins. That said, Miami will likely invest resources into the O line as the offseason develops. I don't know. I like that. If that's what we're here to do, I think that's a good solid move for us. What do you guys think?
I do. One thing about our offense is you see the best play, the best games that we had, particularly when Connor was in there. You see Connor downfield blocking. You see there's a lot more to the center position than the pass protection in our scheme because we run the way we run our scheme. The center is off down, doing a lot more. And so if the smaller player that can move better is able to to excel in a scenario where he can be downfield and blocking and doing those more active things than a really big guy, it may turn out to be a plus. That's the only thing that came to my mind while we were reading what you were reading.
And then with me, I was thinking that with having Bush Berry and this guy being young and healthy, maybe Bush Berry can mold him to being a good center for us. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but who knows? Maybe with him being 26 years old, undrafted, maybe Bush Berry can mold him to being a good center. You never know.
Mm. Well,
You have to take that chance anyway.
I will say this, and Clark asked a great question. Any known snap issues? As far
Oh,
as from
good
what I've
question.
read, I haven't heard any snap issues. Now, to Timothy's point, in Butch Berry, I trust. And I'm telling you right now, that man
Hmm.
is a genius when it comes to dealing with the O line, putting them and shifting them together, and
Hmm.
maximizing each player he has. So me, he gets my Coach of the Year award from last year.
Yeah.
I've told you that, you guys already. I'm telling you right now, Butch Berry. No matter who we get for the O line, I feel very, very, very comfortable. Oh no, EM, sorry, I had posted it, but I didn't keep the link here. If you want to hear this, here you go, guys. This isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for you. Everybody can come through. I got a few
I,
more minutes 'cause I gotta take care of this, but
I actually do have to
I,
drop, so I'll make room for someone else. I appreciate
appreciate
you,
you.
everything you do, Miss Fins, and
ah,
appreciate
okay.
all of
No.
y'all
Hooked
too.
up Joe.
Crazy
All
Dolphin
right,
Joe
Joe.
Thank you
here and
so
all the
much.
center chatters.
Hey, you gotta give me an update on the project we were working on, sir.
Yeah, I got busy, but I'm definitely going to get back with you on that sooner than later. In
Okay,
fact, I'll be
cool,
back
cool.
at the shop. I got some parts for it, so we'll get back on
Ah,
that.
yay!
All right,
I'm excited to
ciao.
hear it. I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you for coming.
You too. Y'all too.
Um,
Okay. I just want to add that maybe Bushberry can also help what's the name Brewer out with the penalty situation. So maybe he can help them bring that help this guy to develop and not uh, penalize the team. So get the team in penalty trouble so much.
that is true. I was a little bit shocked when I saw that he got the most sacks out of the linemen. I mean, or second most sacks out of the centers. That is something that is of concern because obviously you already know with our guy, we want to make sure we fully protect him. So we got to see. But at the end of the day, we'll see how Butchberry ends up maximizing him. I'm very happy with what I've seen so far with him. How you doing,
Mhm.
EM? Welcome, sir, and Dub. How you see? I see you, gentlemen. Welcome.
What's
I
up,
am
EM and
good, Miss
Dub?
Sims. Hey, what's good? Salute to y'all. Hey, I got a few minutes before I get my day started, so I just thought I'd come up here and holler at you guys. Free agency frenzy. Um, so I kind of been listening to y'all for about I'd say about 15 minutes, and what are y'all thoughts? How are y'all feeling about the first wave? The first additions that Chris Greer was able to bring to the team right now. Are y'all good? Are y'all cautiously optimistic? Are y'all, you're not optimistic at all, or what? What's your guys' feelings about? the first wave of moves.
Me personally, I'm always cautiously optimistic with this GM period because I feel
Mm.
like it's no other way of living than being cautiously optimistic with Chris Greer period. But
Stop that hate.
there's
That ain't nothing but hate. Yeah.
certain moves.
What's
I mean,
that?
it's
I'm
it's the
sorry, I didn't hear
truth.
you.
This man makes you want to pull out your hair. No worries.
I,
Chris Greer makes you want to pull your hair sometimes.
yeah, I get you. I hear you. I'm just trolling for the most part. But I felt like, as far as the first moves that he made, um, I think they were very good moves. They were lower cost, right? They weren't like household names like we were hearing. I was hearing like in particular at the linebacker position prior to the new league year starting. There was a few other kind of more established as far as their names are concerned. More how I was hearing there was a couple of household names that we could potentially be targeting, which I think we were. But if you look at in particular Jordan Brooks, right, the linebacker from they picked up from Seattle. Um, that I felt like again, I didn't see him coming. I didn't even know he was on a free agent market, but ironically he came out the same year that Patrick Queen did, right? But if you look at their skill sets, from an athletic standpoint, they're very similar players, right? But Jordan Brooks is a much bigger, more physical player. So if kind of look at his career since he got drafted, I think believe Texas A&M, I believe. Um, he's been a very, very high, a very, very productive player for Seattle. Very instinctive, very. Queen is more again, and I was hoping that Patrick Queen would have been the target, but if you look at the money that he was asking and what we actually signed this guy for, that was that was a very good move by Chris Greer. And I felt like, with the addition of Anthony Edwards as well, I think the linebacking room got better today as we're sitting here having this conversation right now. And as far as Brewer, the center they got from Tennessee, again, I get that. I understand why they selected him and brought him in based off his skill set, his fit in the scheme. Me personally, I'm just not a fan of those undersized centers like that because, yeah, it's real cute when they can get out in space and they can get to the second level. But my only, concern with those undersized players, can you anchor when you face, teams they have those big, 320 plus pound nose tackles, right? That's always been a concern to me stylistically for players like that. So, I'm cautiously optimistic with him. We'll see how that works out. But I do, skill set wise, he's a perfect fit.
Uh,
I see what you mean. I mean, especially when it comes to pulling, I feel like he'll be good. Again, it just my only concern is again that um to your point, he might seem a little bit smaller, but I trust in Butch Berry, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like he's gonna get the guys right. And if we end up signing because of his injury Connor Williams back, then I think that we'll have a solid center trio. If you center slash guard kind of trio, you know what they say: when you have two, you have none. Well, when you got three, you got one. So at least one of them will end up being solid enough for each position, whether it's one for left guard, one for center. I trust him to be able to go ahead and do it. But I mean, you brought up some good points because
can I
those
ask
nose
y'all a
tackles
question?
are big.
Agreed.
Can I ask a
Go
question?
ahead, Mr. Polk.
Do you and this to everybody in the panel? Do y'all think we should have pursued Mitch Morse? Because from what I was hearing, they say he was good at pass blocking and run blocking. He's a center from I think it was from the Patriots or the Bills one. I'm
The
not too
Bills,
sure.
yeah. That
He
that
was for
that
the
ship
Bills,
sailed
but
though.
then he got picked up. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
the
picked up
Jaguars picked him up.
already.
No, no,
Hmm.
I'm saying, do y'all think we should have pursued him?
I think we were in the market probably, but
Oh, okay.
the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Look,
Yeah.
listen. At the end of the day, we signed a center for $7 million a year. You know, the Titans, every Titans fan came out of the woodwork said he sucked. There are few people that I trust in um, essentially giving their assessments about players. Several of them are in this community. One of them being Kyle Krabs. Kyle Krabs mentioned um, this gentleman on, I believe it was a pod like a few days ago. The athleticism, um, not only in McDaniel's offense, his ability to do so. I mean, he is a smaller center, is where I think the upside is. But on top of that, I trust him Butch Berry. You know,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
complete difference when you bring a certain type of player and you match them up with a certain type of coaching staff. You know, that's where you can be like Cam Smith in the offseason and tweet out that unlock button because we can be, you know, potentially unlocking some potential in this guy. You know, again, what I probably sound like the biggest hoopla copium type fan right now with him, but when you say he sucks, you always have to add the caveat that it was with the Titans, you know? And there are people that are much smarter than me doing their analysis of these players. And if Kyle Krabs brought him up as one of his, you know, key people that he thinks, you know, the Dolphins should sign, then I think, you know, being cautiously optimistic is right where you want to be.
yeah.
Also, I will say this about him as well. Like going back to last year or 2 years ago when we signed Connor Williams, in terms of the blowback from the Titan fan base. Remember, there was a lot of Cowboy fans that were saying that, ooh, they were basically taking a massive dump on us bringing Connor Williams in, and look how
They
that
sure,
worked
They
out.
did do
So,
that.
they
yep.
sure
They
did.
did do
They
that.
sure did.
So I'm
That's right.
so I'm definitely, I'm cautiously optimistic. But like I said, I'm me personally, I'm just not a fan of smaller, just linemen in general, right on the D line or O line. But I get ideal scheme fit though. I mean, what the requirement that McDaniel places on linemen, and he
Mhm.
definitely fits it. So we'll see how it works out.
I mean, one thing I will say, he's 26. I
Imagine that.
So
love
there's
this
definitely
guy.
some upside. So there's some upside
There
there.
is
There's some feeling there.
exact. You pair him up with somebody who's as good when it comes to coaching and developing as Butch Berry, then we can probably. I mean, he'll probably have to go on a little like weight gain
It's easy to gain weight.
program, but
I
I
got
think
personal
that
experience with that one.
he can actually make it happen because to me, for somebody so young, they're gonna give you the most opportunity to adjust those things that you could be a little bit concerned on. And 26, man, that's young. He
Yeah,
hasn't even
yeah.
hit his prime yet. So 6'1", not too bad. It's not too bad. It's just obviously like your point, EM, he is undersized, but it's definitely not too bad based on what we're seeing. I mean, he's 274. He's got probably maybe like 25, at least 20 more pounds if he can
A
add
man,
in
a
muscle.
man, Emmanuel Ogba is bigger than it's bigger than him. Let that sink in. Emmanuel Ogba,
No way.
who's an
Hey,
outside linebacker. But again, I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see. I mean, his tape. I mean, he's got good tape out there. You can't deny that, right? And he's got the starter experience. So I'm just saying, I am just not a fan of those especially that undersized, because when you face Baltimore, when you face, Kansas Cities of the world, when you see these big imposing, fronts, they struggle. And that's going back to Mike Pouncey, right? Mike Pouncey was somewhat undersized at the position, not that undersized, but and it's just it's a huge question mark on their ability to anchor. And when you face those teams, when, again, the center, their job generally, right,
hmm
is the help, the help guy on the front. But when teams bring more than five, I'm sorry, when they bring five D linemen, and you're isolated, and you got to anchor, and you got to go one on one with an imposing nose tackle. I mean, that's just a
who's
concern for me from a
320?
pass protection standpoint.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
We can
mean,
always
look at
double team
I
them
mean,
though.
Michael Pierce is 355. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Like
it's just
those ankles
concerning.
are
But
gonna hurt. Those ankles and wrists are gonna hurt. Like trying to
I mean, man,
stand
he's
up
going to get
silent
pushed
that
around.
big.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Jones is of the world. I mean,
It
he's
makes
gonna get.
sense. He allowed 6 sacks. He is the second most sacks allowed in the league last year. He tied. He's
Mhm.
six. He allowed six. He tied for second. So it makes sense why he would allow so many. That's an issue for me with Tua, being that having Connor being able to be that wall, if you will. It gave him that time to be able to release it. But we're going to have to see again. In Butch Berry, I trust. What's up, Lewis?
Exactly.
Good morning,
What's
sir.
up,
hey, good,
Lou?
good,
Hey, what
good,
up,
good
Luke?
morning, good morning, Miss Fins. Obviously, I know you, Miss Fins, and Mister Park and Dub. I don't know who the hell this other guy is. He's definitely he hasn't made he he hasn't
There
made
we
one
go.
good point yet on the show. I think he's definitely take the value down, Miss Fins. But salute to that gentleman anyway. You know, again, I'm not trying to cause no trouble, but the center, right? I think everybody's made some good points. I would just say that we always say that grades and stuff matter, right? Well, I think last year he played, yeah, again, being undersized.
Somebody.
He still played all 17 games, right? He graded out as the 11th best center in the league. So again, a shade outside of the top 10. You look at the contract we brought him in for. We got to kind of get more details of that. But I think yesterday, for all the loss that we had, right? Look at some of the guys, fan favorites that we all grew to know and love. I just think what Chris Greer, the job he did yesterday. You look at the two linebackers we brought in, Anthony Walker Jr. from Cleveland and the guy Brooks from Seattle. Two guys that I think can fill holes. One, obviously, I believe is a starter. One as depth, but I think Chris Greer, bro, for all the criticism that guy gets in the community, I just think he's in a lose lose situation. No one's ever going to be happy, but I think
Yep.
in years past, you've seen him and the Miami Dolphins always reach maybe for certain players and let me be the big players in free agency. Let me get the big fish. And I'm not saying there might not be a move later on that we say, man, I don't know, we didn't see that coming or that wasn't a big move. But I think from an overall yesterday perspective, some of the guys we brought in, low risk, high reward, not breaking the bank type guys that I do think can come in next season and have an impact. So again, if the question is first day of free agency, I think Miami and Chris Greer did a pretty good job, in my opinion. I'm not gonna. I'm
Well,
not
well,
gonna.
Lou, what grade would you give him? A, B, or
For
C, D?
as
What's a
far as
great
yesterday,
question?
I could say a high B, like a B plus. I don't know if I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
say
I
an
agree
A
with that.
yet. I
100%.
don't want to say an A yet, but I would say a B plus, bro. I think. Listen, Jordan
Like
Brooks.
that.
I think he has the ability, bro. That and Ian, we kind of text a little bit about it last night. I
Hmm.
know everybody said Patrick Queen, but I think that was one thing you were spot on today with, bro. From a physical standpoint, from a stature standpoint, bro, they're almost identical, bro. And to bring in a guy like that, 3 years, 30 million, and that 30 million, I think he gets to 10 million with incentives, bro. I think the
Hmm.
actual contract is 8.2 million
Hmm.
per year, or something like. Bro, that's a
For
bargain for a
For a
highly
true inside
productive player,
linebacker.
bro.
four,
Yeah.
4 million less than what Queen was allegedly asking for. So you saving 4+ million.
Absolutely, bro. Bro,
So
for a
again,
highly productive player, bro.
I think
Yep.
potentially, we could have one of them quietly, one of the best duo of linebackers in the league. Because David Long is phenomenal, in my opinion, especially in run defense. And if you look at, Lou, we kind of talked about this too, prior to the league year opening up. You remember because it was last week, and we kind of both went back and forth over the loss of Christian Wilkins, what the potential impact would be. Well, they're gonna they had a soft reset at that position, right? And they brought in two depth pieces. I'm sure they're gonna address the position again at some point. But no matter who they bring in, right? I think it's a safe bet that we can kind of forecast some regression at that position. So if you are going younger, if you are going, you're going cheaper, you got a less experienced or a much less productive player at that position, well then you definitely need to counter that by getting better at the second level. You need bigger, more physical players. You need more instinctive players because you're not going to have the level, more than likely, you're not going to have the level of production, in particular against the run that Christian Wilkins brought. So to overcompensate for that is you get better at the second level. And I think Chris Greer was spot on at achieving that yesterday.
Agreed. I think the next evolution in Chris Greer's, I don't know what you want to call it, but like GM them, especially with the talent that we have right now, the team that we have right now. Listen, we let a lot of people walk, but let's be real here. You know, uh, San Francisco was probably the most loaded team. I think when the Super Bowl went down and the 49ers show, you know, when they show like the starting lineup on offense and on defense, and you see all the players, little picture, you know, out of the 11 people that started on offense, San Francisco had 7 all pros, like 7 or 8 all pros in the Super Bowl. I want you to tell me right now, you know, if you can remember every single receiver on the Kansas City Chiefs depth chart, you know, during the Super Bowl, right? Like KC and what they're doing over there is in the offseason, they're finding premium sleeper picks, both in free agency and the draft, and signing them at value. Obviously, KC's like an outlier here, but I think Greer needs to do the same thing. You know, we need to sign the Brooks of the world, where we're signing like this linebacker that was on nobody's radar for 3 years, 10 million, where we get the production, we get the physicality, we get the player. And listen, he's playing chess and not checkers at this point. That's what I want to see him get to. You know, where we're replacing talent. Talent is easily replaceable at the end of the day.
Absolutely. But you know, one thing for me, and it's just the people, and again, you can feel how you want to feel, right? But the people that say Chris Greer had all these misses, right? Or like, oh my God, he can't draft. Well, Andrew Van Ginkel just got 20 million. That was a draft pick. Christian Wilkins, his first overall draft pick, just signed for $27.5 million a year. Now, you can get mad and say that we didn't keep Christian Wilkins, but was that not a draft pick of Chris Greer?
All of them,
Yeah,
bro.
Rob Hunt.
the
What
only pick
about
I
Robert?
don't like.
What about Robert
Mm,
Hunt? What about Robert Hunt that got 20 million per season? Right? Was that not a draft pick? So
mm.
But
for all the
Lewis,
people that say Chris Greer had misses and Chris Greer don't know what he's doing, you got
It's
teams
got to
across the
stop.
league. You got teams teams across the league that are paying absorbent amounts of money for Chris Greer guys. I'm just saying, bro.
Nene need to
Just
hold
stop
up.
that. Nene need to stop that foolishness.
I know
She
you.
really
I
need
knew
to
you guys
stop.
were
Yeah.
gonna say this, but hold up, because I do have to say this. My only issue is, dude, if you knew you had these players, why didn't you trade them last year to get that first round or first and second? Like now we're hoping that we get, third third round comp picks. But Greer's gonna be bringing in that splash player that always negates our comp
and
picks.
and, and Ms. Phins, absolutely. See, I was one of the people saying we should have jumped ahead and maybe traded Christian Wilkins last year. But see, what I don't like is now there'll be people that will jump on that train. When a lot of these same people, Ms. Phins, last year when we were bringing that up, would tell me, "Oh well, no, we're in a Super Bowl window. We got to
You're a
keep
hater.
talent around."
Mhm.
You can't have it both ways. You see
And
what I'm
that
saying?
and that's the strategy. That's the strategy he should have taken anyway. You look at the San Francisco 49ers, how many players that they've let go over in this run that they've been on, right? That they didn't get out ahead and trade and get put. They felt like they had a window wide open to get to the Super Bowl, right? Armstead is a prime example. Eric Armstead. Are they gonna let him walk? And they're gonna collect the third round pick. How many third round picks have going through this exact same process have they netted over the last 3 to 4 years? That I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you feel like you have a window, listen. And again, I would have rather traded Christian Wilkins too, but I understand them feel like the Super Bowl window is wide open. They want to see what levels they can get to with the team fully intact. But again, as long as they hit on, I mean, third round picks are extremely valuable. And what
True.
team, knowing again, Do you think you could have
Well,
got a third
yeah,
round
they
pick?
are. They are.
If you opted to trade Christian
For who?
Wilkins, right, for draft picks, do
We're
you
getting
think
a
you'd be
first.
able to net?
We're
Hang
getting a
on.
first.
No, are you really? Because the team has to pay him. That he the same contract demands that he had for us. The team trading for him is going to have to meet that demand. So, are you completely convinced that you'd have gotten a first round pick for him? No, I don't think so.
At minimum, a second round pick.
I don't.
At minimum.
I mean, that's stretching it because you got to pay him.
Last year,
You
with
have to
he
pay
didn't
him.
have the production last year
But
though
hold up.
that he put
Yeah,
up this year.
didn't we trade a first round pick for Chubb and still paid him?
Well, that's
So
us.
it's not like teams just because they gotta pay a guy. But
But
you don't think their teams like us that do the same thing? Come
yeah,
on,
that's
man.
true.
Let's be
But
real. There are
Chubb is
teams that
making
do that. So
17. Chubb is making 17. Christian Wilkins is just signed for 26.
to a team that had nothing but money.
They're
I'm
gonna be
just saying.
regretting that Christian Wilkins signing. I'm telling
Rebuilding,
you this
you know?
right now. They're gonna be regretting that.
Hey,
I
listen.
don't know because him and
I'm just
Max
saying.
Crosby,
I understand. I understand both sides. If I don't think you're not getting a. And then on top of that, Chubb is a pass rusher. That's a premium position. Defensive tackle is not, unless you're Aaron Donald or
Hmm.
Chris Jones. Christian Wilkins is not that type of player. No, you're not getting a first round pick and paying this man $26 million. That ain't happening.
there's
So Chubb,
always one of those teams. That's
well,
what I'm saying. There's always one of those.
we say that, but that's no guarantee. That's playing. You're rolling the dice at
But
that point.
you're that is
Wilkins.
true. That is true.
I think everybody is just glossing over the point. I want to hammer it home. Everybody tells me Chris Greer can't draft. We just had 4 guys leave the building that were draft picks that got overpaid, in my opinion. How does that work? I
250
Mm,
on
don't
quota.
like make that
Trust
make
me.
sense for me. Because if you tell me that Chris Greer is a horrible at drafting and he can't do this, he can't do that, then how are people across the league signing our players, his players? Make that make sense for me. The Chris Greer
mm.
hate has to stop. You cannot keep blaming Chris Greer for everything. He don't throw passes. He
Oh,
don't make
wait.
tackles. He don't do nothing. It sounds ridiculous when people constantly blame Chris Greer. Get out your feelings about this man. He does a good job. Period. It is what it is. I don't care
Mm,
about feelings. The
I don't know
facts
about
are,
good job,
eh,
but
you,
decent,
eh,
maybe.
well, again, is he one of the best general managers, or is he the best general manager? No. That's subjective anyway. You can feel a certain way. I can feel a certain way. All we can do is go by what is showing us. What the draft picks. Waddle is a hit. Tua is a hit. Again, even outside the draft, Jalen Ramsey is a hit. He traded for Tyreek Hill, whether you like it or not. He has 1,700 yards in the past 2 seasons. That is a hit. Jalen Phillips has been a hit. Devon A-Chain is a hit. Obviously, Christian Wilkins,
Mm,
Robert Hunt are hits. Like, what are
mm,
you guys talking about, man?
KBG.
mm.
Tohu.
Like
Hey,
enough is enough, man. Give the guy
Connor
credit.
Connor
Is a
Williams
hit.
signing him, bringing him over from Dallas, right? An afterthought, right? Was a massive hit. Stop.
Well, let's not
Stop it.
forget. Let's not
Liam
forget when he.
Eichenberg, hit.
Dale.
No, let's not forget when he took over from
I'll say
Tannenbaum.
this. Well, I'm glad you
Hit.
brought Eichenberg up. I'm sorry, Dub, real quick.
What's Berry, though, is a
Yeah,
hit.
I'm glad you brought up Liam Eichenberg. See, this is where we should this should bring that Liam Eichenberg potential move replacement at right guard should bring a level of comfort, not based off his, what we've seen from Liam Eichenberg since he's been on this team, but the fact that the coaches have that level, of comfort with him being a starter. Because again, now we got to wait and see how it plays out, and it could be a massive disaster. But you know, I don't think they're going to be aggressive in terms of trying to bring somebody into place. Robert Hunt. I think they're going to kick Eichenberg into that right guard spot, right? Which we heard Mike McDaniel and Liam Eichenberg, right, publicly state that that's his most natural position. That's where he's been most productive. So again, we could be sitting here this time next year talking about Liam Eichenberg in the same kind of placing them in the same category as what happened with Austin Jackson last year, right? After people had written him off, and they were trash previously. But to your point, Miss Sins, you have the O line coach and Butch Berry. Um, again, that brings me a little comfort in terms of him playing at that right guard spot as a starter because they have proven right by not addressing and bringing in a more proven commodity at that position. They feel like that Eichenberg, there's some upside there, and they're willing to move forward with him. And they hadn't necessarily taken that position with a lot of players on the roster, i.e., Channing Tindall. Right? If they had that level of comfort with Channing Tindall, there's no need for Jordan Brooks. There's no need for Anthony Edwards. Really, there's no need for David Long.
Yep.
So I'm just saying.
Listen,
Yeah,
I,
but
It's
I think
still
your success as a GM, if you hit on at least 60% of your draft pick, I believe that he has done so. And Nene, I would like
I
to
want
say this. Much love, Nene. This
I
isn't
haven't even started talking yet.
no, but I wanna address you
he just
because
said much
you
love. That's it.
much
Relax.
love,
No,
much
he
love.
about to
Welcoming.
come in with some other foolishness.
No, there's no foolishness here. This is just facts. Listen, all we've been doing today is presenting the facts when it comes down to Chris Greer's actual production, what you can put pen to paper to. You can say
I'm about
that
to put some
every
pen to
single
paper on
person.
some stuff. I'm
Okay,
about to
listen,
light it
when
on
you're going to
fire.
talk, you're about to talk about
Oh,
him not
damn.
being able to retain talent.
Let him finish.
Talent is meant to be replaced. Okay. And when you have talent that exceeds your expectations in terms of your financial commitment to certain positions that are not of value in the current system that we are in, i.e., transitioning from Flores to a McDaniel system, then you need to make the appropriate adjustments as it's based to that system. So Wilkins was not somebody, I'm sure we presented him what we believe to be fair market value last year. He bet on himself. All power to him. He played through his contract. He got the premium stats that we asked for. And guess what? Now the Las Vegas Raiders are tied up with $31.25 million of cap hit year over year for the next 3 out of 4 years. So you can't tell me that, oh, Greer's back because we can't retain talent here. We retain the players that pertain to the system that we are in now and the way that we believe, basically, the people that are of value to our system. But talent comes and goes, Nene.
Look, first of all, I ain't even say nothing. Like, can I get this mic? Because I done heard I got two brothers up here I absolutely love, but just because you love somebody doesn't mean you have to agree with their takes. So is it my turn yet? Because I want to speak for the people that we don't have up on the
Yeah.
panel. That's not
Go on and
that's
get it. Go
giving.
on and get it off, Nene. Go ahead. Do your
So this
thing.
is
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
thing. I get what you're saying. When
Go
you
ahead.
draft somebody, do you really know? Right? Here's my thing, and I've been very clear about Greer and what my issue is with Greer. I have never seen someone give been given so much power, assets, and ability and come up short. Now, to be fair, because I already know what you're gonna say, you're gonna give me the what about this person, what about this person, and he's not perfect. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being able to read the room, right? As a GM, it's not just about drafting players, it's about keeping them part one and part two, if you can't keep them, make the necessary adjustments in the time that it needs to be. So where you're not in the position, right? I get the Christian Wilkin thing. I get the Robert Hunt thing. Do we have the money to keep them? Absolutely not. But at the same time, like if what the reports are true, you already knew Christian Wilkins was out the door this year. You already somebody made a report about Robert Hunt saying that he wasn't happy, right? At this moment, right? At least get something back and trade for them, right? Because what it looks like, and I know that we talk about he's a hit, he's a hit. And let me pause real quick because my real point is y'all are giving Greer credit for the player's individual performance and their agent, right? Because if it was up to Greer, they wouldn't got the money that they got. It was their agent that broker deals with other teams about that player's individual talent. Because like Lewis say, Greer ain't out there catching the football, right? Nene? Greer ain't doing a tackle, right? Nene? So we can't have that debate on one side and then take away the.
Is that how he
Well,
talk,
well,
Nene?
well,
That's
well,
how he
well,
talk,
I'm
well,
just
no,
Nene.
no,
saying,
no,
I
That's
love
how he
no, no.
sound.
Lou. I
Say
love
Well,
Lou.
how he sound, Nene?
well, let me
How he
But
address.
you
sound?
gotta give
Can
the no, hold on. I
Gentlemen,
just
let
did
gentlemen,
right
one at
here.
a time.
I just
well,
want to
just
say
let me.
this here. We gotta give the players their credit for not because all of those players got offers and all of them turned it
Absolutely,
down.
Nene, where we're not being fair, and let me be the first one to you know rebut what
Welcome,
you
Nene.
just said.
Welcome, Nene.
I can't speak for anybody else on this panel, Nene, but for me, I know what I have said in this community. See, this is where when people just talk, they get in trouble. When Brian Flores was here, right? What was Brian Flores? We all knew he was a tough minded, he was a defensive coach. In my opinion, when Brian Flores was here, the defense was taken care of. In my opinion, he did his job. Mike McDaniel walks in the building. He is an offensive guy. The last 2 years, Miami graded out as the sixth best offense this year, number one offense in the league. He got his job done. See, Nene, what we have to get out of our feelings. The general manager's job is to put a competent, right, and competitive football team on the field. That's what his job is. It's not for to find out what completion percentage. It's not to see what quarterback, if the quarterback can do it
I didn't
or the
say that.
linebacker can make a tackle. I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying
Let,
from
let
a
him finish
general
up.
manager. I'm just saying from a general manager's perspective, he has done his job.
No, he
Whether
has
we, what,
not.
yes, Nene, his job
No.
is to put Nene. His job is to put a competitive team on the field. You
Listen,
cannot tell me that the roster the Miami Dolphins have put out the last 2 seasons is not comparable to any other team in the NFL. That man's job was done well. You don't
no,
have to
and
like the
Lou,
moves, but those moves, he as his job. His job is, again, to put a roster that is can compete in this league. He did his job.
Lou, can I rebut, please? In my opinion, no. No, and I love you, but I could people that you love, you could tell no. Absolutely not. He did a portion of his job, but he didn't complete his job. Because if he didn't complete his job, we wouldn't be in the situation we in right now with the cap, part one, right? Because you could do a job, right? But you can do it not to its full capacity, right? That's why when you get graded at work, I mean, I can only speak for the military, but we got graded
But
superior.
you're
Hold
judging
on, let me
him on the
finish.
team's
Let
success,
me
and that has
finish.
nothing to do with him.
Let me finish because what I'm saying, he brought in people, right? But at some point of the negotiations, and you're on the record saying this, and this is why I'm upset. You said it yourself. Trade Christian Wilkins. You said it yourself. Trade Javon Holland, right? And what he is doing is giving people deals. Now we don't know what that number is. And then when he loses is, well, they bet on themselves and they can test free agency. Okay, well, if you know that, why aren't you proactive with getting the trade done or putting at least the transitional tag
How
so we
how do
don't
we
have
know?
to wait?
How do
So
we
we
know he
don't have
had
to wait.
Nene?
Hold on, let
How
me
do we
finish it. So,
go
because
ahead?
y'all got all time to say y'all rebuttal. So, I think I should get a little bit more time than what I've been given. Y'all been up here because nobody up here has challenged y'all with this opinion. What I am saying is, you are giving
Because
Greer
Mm,
we're right.
credit.
That's why.
mm,
Y'all are giving Greer credit for something
mm.
that the players and their agent is accomplishment. You can't give Greer that other teams are paying this money when that agent broke the deal. That player's performance got them that money, whether you
Oh,
like it or
But
not.
so
but he's
would
the
you?
one that took a chance on
No,
that
no,
player,
no, no, no,
Nene.
no, no.
That's the GM's job to take chances on players.
So let me ask you
And
something. Hold on. I'm gonna break
and
this
they
down.
Is
and
that
they
is
and they,
that not his job,
Oh,
Nene?
oh, let me break
Wait,
this down
wait
very
a
Yes or
minute,
clear.
no?
gentlemen.
Yes or
Hold
no,
on, let me break
Nene?
this down very
Is it
clear.
not the GM's job
Hold
is
on, let
to
me
acquire?
finish it, EM. Y'all got the opportunity to hoop and holler and praise old Greer. I'm coming up here to shut it all down because let me ask you something, EM. Let me ask you something from a sports perspective. You like Michael Jordan, right? You like Michael
Absolutely,
Jordan.
Right.
Okay.
absolutely.
So when we talk about his greatness, how much does the GM who drafted him is mentioned in his greatness?
Oh, a lot actually. Jerry Krause.
No, he
Oh, a
is
lot.
not.
Jerry Krause is a Hall of
No, he
Famer.
is
What are you
not.
talking about,
Jerry
Nene?
Krause is a Hall of Fame
Matter of
GM. What are you
fact,
talking
The
about,
man's a
Nene?
Hall of Famer,
pause,
Nene.
pause, pause, pause. In fact, Jerry Krause is considered more of a villain to Michael Jordan than actually giving him this opportunity like he was to
Mm,
save a kid.
That
Y'all
that that
acting
is
like, hold on,
that
wait
is
a minute. Y'all acting like Greer
That's
out here
crazy.
saving the world by drafting people. If he
who
didn't
said
draft him,
that?
somebody else would have. So cut it out. Cut out the tomfoolery. When we mention Michael Jordan's greatness, you don't attach Jerry Krause to
Jerry
that.
Krause is
You
in the Hall
attach
of Fame.
The
Is he
man
not?
is a Hall of Famer,
Hold
Nene.
up, hold up, hold up, because let me interject real quick because I want to make sure I understand this. Is that the short, chubby guy that y'all are talking about?
Yeah.
Because
that
I know he's
everybody
the one
hates.
that pretended to be like he's the one he won a championship
Yep,
when he
yep.
was the one that actually, because of him, a lot of the moves that Jordan said should have happened didn't happen, and it would have actually extended him being in the team even
Mm,
longer. But because of him
well,
and the issue they
That
had,
is
uh,
absolutely ridiculous.
I
that they
mean,
no, he
I'm not
went.
saying he's not a
Jordan
Hall
was
of Fame
Jordan
GM.
was old. Jordan had started to decline.
No. How
Jordan
when the
was
man went
on
and
the
retired and came back and won a
decline.
ring?
And
Okay,
to pay that
okay.
man and to continue to pay not only Jordan, but the team had age. You got to hit the
Hold
reset button
on,
But
at some
EM,
hold
point in time.
that I don't
Fam,
want to.
Jordan was
I
this man
asked you
goes back to
directly.
back three peats, bro. And you're not gonna get like,
no,
come on, bro. He
no,
is
no,
We're grasping at
statistically
no.
straws
speaking,
here.
Michael Jordan, it is the least paid greatest of all time out of all sports. He made his
What?
money outside of the game.
No, Jordan reset the market every year. What are you talking about in terms of salary?
No, no, he
Yes,
wasn't
he
making that much. But
did.
EM, I don't want to get
Are
too
you
far away from
kidding,
it because
bro?
this
Y'all
how
need
it
to
goes
stop,
all wrong. All I
But
Miss
understand when
Sims.
this is a football talk.
no,
So
all
we're
I
Miss
gonna
understand.
cut
Sims.
I
the
use the
crowd
example.
out.
You
Hold
better
on,
be glad we on your
no,
platform because
hold
I know
on.
it's
I even get to a
I know
football
it's
one.
family
I even
fun
get to a
friendly.
football one. Hold
Oh
on, if
Lord,
that's
if
what
we was
you
on a
need.
different platform, I would be lighting you up right now. But go
Hold
ahead.
on, EM. Let's get football. Let's go to another situation, right? When Dan Marino was playing, who was the general manager? Crickets.
Um,
When Dan Marino was playing, who was the general manager? You see how long it's taking us to think?
no, Don Shula. Don Shula was a coach and
Don
GM,
Shula was
wasn't
the
he?
coach.
Who was the
Who was the
GM
general
then,
manager?
Nene? Who was the GM?
Listen, my whole point is
No,
the general
no,
managers.
no. You sticking your
No, hold
chest
on.
out
I
over us
asked you
not
a
knowing who the
question.
GM was, and you can't even answer it
Hold on,
yourself.
EM. When
Make
you
that
in
make sense
court,
for me.
hold on. When you in court and somebody asks the question, it's not the lawyer's job to answer the question. I asked you the question because I want to kill this whole
But you
argument.
gonna ask a question that you don't
We
even, and you
Hold
sticking
on.
your
Wait a
chest
minute.
man.
out
Wait a
about
minute.
we not knowing,
Hold
but
on.
yet
Hold
you don't
on.
even
Hold on.
know.
Hold on, EM. You don't never see that in court. The judge turn around and tell the attorney to answer the
I
question
ain't
they
in
asked
court
in the
right now.
beginning.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I ain't in court right now. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, when you go to court and the lawyer asks the defendant the question, the judge don't turn around and say, "Hey, lawyer, answer the question." I'm just saying, answer the question. Who was the general manager while Jordan was? I mean,
Nobody knows, bro. Nobody
Why
knows.
don't
But
you
let's just
enlighten
go
us?
back to
exactly,
Why
because
don't
it
you
don't
enlighten us,
matter.
Nene?
It don't matter. It's foolishness. Y'all giving y'all grasping at straws, and I'm gonna say it right now. Maybe not this panel. This same panel that says, because I've always been critical of Greer. I raise my hand. I don't care what none of you say. But when I mention like what is the final straw? What Nene if he lose Wilkins and Hunt, I have to start considering what you're saying because ain't no way that he should lose both. Now that Joker not only lost both, but he lost four other people, and you still got people standing here protesting for Greer. Just say it. Just say it. That
And
They're not a
if I
part of the
make comment,
plan.
look, if I make comment, I think Nene has a personal vendetta against Chris
no,
Greer
I
because she
told
got
you what it
Flores
is.
up out of here. She
hold
got rid
up,
of
hold
Flo,
up.
and I think Nene is not gonna ever live that down. She's never gonna forgive Chris Greer for getting rid of her man Brian
No,
Flores.
no, no. I never said that. And I don't want that to happen because then you get the weirdos like CB83 and ABAB that co-sign to that mess. What I ain't
Oh,
coming up here to
oh,
say,
oh,
what I ain't coming up here to say, and
Nene,
I'm
we're
oh.
sorry,
not
Miss Finn,
doing
for
that.
that.
That's what we're not gonna be doing, okay?
I'm sorry that because they say a lot of stuff
Yeah,
in the
no,
chat.
no,
So,
because I don't
but
want
here's the
anybody
thing,
to.
EM. But
I
Miss Finn, I don't want the art of distraction.
go
You
ahead.
see how they just asked him directly who was the GM for Dan Marino. and it was so quiet you could hear a rat piss on cotton because that has absolutely nothing to do
No, I
with this
was working.
team.
What the hell does that even matter?
Well,
Is the
I'm telling
point.
you
Like,
why it
what does
matters.
that matter?
I'm gonna get to it. Once you're done yelling at me, I'm gonna get to it.
This is
The
a really
I get it.
GM,
long-winded
I'm just
point,
saying,
Nene.
what
the
I'm
does
not
that
gonna lie.
matter?
the GM, how y'all caping for this man, giving him credit for where it's not due. These contracts that these players got was because their agents went into different rooms, I'm assuming, and brokered their client the
Man,
best
stop. I
deal
don't
on
want
the
to hear
table.
none of that.
You
Stop.
Well, I
can't
mean, if
sit
Stop.
Chris
here.
Greer
Stop.
felt like the players were worth
No,
that
no, no,
money,
no,
he
no.
would have played it as well. And I
Listen
told you,
to what
hang on
I
real
am
quick,
saying.
Nene.
What I am saying, and y'all both
Nene,
know I'm right.
That don't make
It
no
is the
no, no,
sense.
No,
you're
you're
agent.
you're
not
you're
right,
wrong.
Nene.
It is
You're
the
not.
I'm sorry,
You're
agent.
not
Nene.
right,
I
Nene.
can't
You're not.
co-sign this
Well,
Well,
foolishness. I
because it
can't.
hurt feelings. Because it's
That
the
makes
truth.
I
no
can't.
I'm gonna
sense.
have to push back on that a little bit, and I muted you for a second in case. I will push back. I think it's twofold because the player has to perform in order for them for their agent to be able to
That's what I
negotiate
just
with that.
said.
I couldn't hear you above the other
And
one.
yeah,
So
because
that,
they do
but
the yelling when you start telling the truth. That's why I asked for them not to yell.
But that's
We
not
are
the
giving credit.
truth.
We are giving credit. The
Unbelievable.
player is the one that performed, right? Christian Wilkins in particular. There was an offer on the table, and he felt he was worth that. And he went out there and performed the way that he performed. And I'm sure that the Raiders wasn't the only team that offered him more than the Miami Dolphins. Here's the thing, and y'all don't want to admit it because a lot of you just gonna side with Greer no matter how much this team fails, because the same people that's talking about he's doing a good job was calling this team a Super Bowl contender. But when we lost against Kansas City, was the same ones crying that this team is soft, this team doesn't have it.
This
But at
is
the
this is
beginning of the
utterly
year,
Oh, who?
ridiculous.
Oh, put a
at the
name on that,
beginning of the
Nene.
year,
Who? Put a
at
name
the
on
beginning
that.
of the year, people
I'm
was
gonna need
yelling
toes
at
on that,
me.
Nene. I'm gonna
Hold
need
on,
them
people was
The
toes.
yelling
team
at
is
me.
soft, but that has nothing to do with Chris
No,
Greer. This is
but
complete
who brings
nonsense.
in the players?
This is complete nonsense.
Who
I don't
brought
care
in
about
the
none of
soft
that. You're,
players?
you're out.
Turn up, Nene.
Again,
Who
Nene,
Turn
brought
you
up.
can
in the
sit here.
soft players?
Nene, you can sit
Turn
here.
up, Nene.
This thing,
You
you're
can't give them
completely dead
credit
wrong.
on one side and then take away accountability on the other side. And that's the only reason why I came up here because I got to get ready for class. But you can't give him credit for a whole bunch of things he's not responsible for. These deals that these players got was because of their individual performance and what their agent brokered to the table. That has
But didn't
absolutely
Chris?
nothing to do with Chris
But
Greer.
Nene, in all fairness,
No,
all due respect, didn't Chris Greer take a chance and bring those players into his program? Didn't he do
but
that?
that's
it,
not the argument.
It
That's a
should. It
separate,
should be the
but
only
it's a
argument. That's
separate
the job of a
conversation.
GM. That's the
This is a
number one
separate
job of
conversation.
a
Okay,
GM is to acquire talent.
Let me say it like this so we can understand clearly because maybe you just not understand what I'm saying. Okay, he drafted them, that part, so that acknowledged them, bringing them off the cold streets or wherever they came from and gave them an NFL life. That's only one facet of it. The
I
other
understand
part,
that, Nene, but that's
hold
his.
on, wait a minute.
That's the primary job. That's the
Hold
most
on, but
important
there's
job of a
another part.
GM.
There's still another part. His ability to either retain the talent or
I am.
replace them. Hold on,
Uh,
hear me out, Miss Finch. You gotta mute them because they don't want to hear this. Mute
all right, go
everybody
ahead. Go
but
ahead.
me because they don't want to hear this.
give
The the
give
problem
her a
with
minute. Let her play because she gotta leave, and I have to go film another show. So go ahead.
well
We'll be
the
closing soon.
problem with me and Chris Greer is not that he didn't get these people. We got that. Celebrate Goombay Kumbaya. He got the player. The problem is in a timely manner. You can't tell me that if Chris Greer should have did in 2022, extended Wilkins before his value went up, or if you identified by the conversations between his agent and him that he was going to walk. You don't sit up there arrogantly, he betted on himself and he won. No, you proactively trade him. Just like Lewis said, right? I give Lewis that credit. He was the only one bound at the table to trade Wilkins. Now we're going to sit here and give credit
That's
to
cap. But go
we're
ahead.
gonna sit here. Hold on, here we go. We're gonna sit here because the GMs, that's just like saying when you go to work, you showed up to work, you did your job. No, there's other responsibilities from 9 to 5 that one
Nene,
must.
we
Hold
Nene,
on,
we
wait a minute. Why we
understand
ain't
that.
muting them? Because see, every time I hit a point, We start yelling, and now I got to go back and defend myself. I only got 2 more minutes. I got to go. When you have a job 9 to 5, your only responsibility ain't clocking in. You have other duties and responsibilities throughout that day. Depending on your job, you may have other responsibilities for the quarter. Depending on that job, you may have responsibilities for the year. It's not just one particular part. I acknowledge he drafted the player. The problem is the proactivity of Christopher Aloysius Greer throughout the rest of the process, and people sitting here saying, well, look at what other teams are finding. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I am saying is that agent brokered the deal. That player's individual performance brokered the deal. Chris did only one part, but he didn't finish. Ain't no way we should be losing 5, 6 players and we sitting here giving him a passing grade. Now, here's the thing. We still got more time for free agency, so I get it. So it's not completed. But as of right now, it's an absolute failure. You can't
Give
tell
her a
me this
minute,
a yeah, you can't. It's an absolute fair. It's embarrassing. You hear it on national radio. Even the local media that was kissing his rusty toes admitted yesterday on multiple platforms. You don't let all of these guys walk, and the reward is maybe a third round compensatory pick, or however you
That I
say
will
it, because
agree.
like, and then like the even the ABG thing. You can't tell me that we should have been able to broker that deal, especially going to Minnesota. He actually are gonna lose most because they are not like Florida, a no state tax. It's okay to give the Miami Dolphins front office accountability. That's not gonna take away your fan badge or your fan t-shirt or your fan shoes or boxers. It's okay to say that this team is not where it's supposed to be. We should not have gone from a Super Bowl freaking contender to a soft rebuild, and y'all sitting up here giving it a passing grade. And I love everybody on the panel, but it's bull jive. And I land my plane. Y'all continue to fight because I know that's what y'all gonna do.
Don't go nowhere,
Thank you,
Nene. Don't
Nene.
run.
All right, Nate,
Don't
answer
go
the vote.
nowhere.
Not at all,
Uh-uh.
because we gotta be closing this soon. I did make a commitment, and I want to be on time for this. So I want to get
Well,
people's
All right,
final
respect.
thoughts. I
well,
will
you
let
know what?
EM and I will let Lewis. You guys, I'm sure we'll find another avenue to be able to talk about it. But I do want to hear from EM, and I want you to give us our final thought before I get to you, EM. Let me get Mr. Puck and let me get Dub real quick. Mr. Paul, can you give us your final thoughts on today, what you saw from yesterday, real quick? Because I want to make sure we hear from you guys your final thoughts, real quick.
Well, we just gotta let the front office do what they need to do. I'm gonna say this real quick about Greer, and then I'm gonna jump off. You know, Greer took over from Tannenbaum, and he cleared the space. Cleared the cap space that we accumulated with Tannehill and Sue and what have you. He cleared it up. He cleared it up to the point where we had cap space, and I'm not saying the same year. We had cap space and we had picks. So there's good to Greer and there's bad to Greer. But right now he's our general manager, and that's who we have to. That's who we have to deal with for now until he's either let go or fired. That's who we have to deal with right now, whether we like it or not. But at the end of the day, it's all about the Miami Dolphins and what have you. Thanks for having me on the show, Miss Friend. It was great being up here with you, Nene, um, Lewis, EM, let me see, and Doug. It's good being up here with you guys and Nene, my sister. Take it easy. Y'all take care and have a great day. I'll see some of y'all a little bit later.
Same, Mr. Paul. Thank you so much for coming through. Mr. Dub, talk to us. What do you got on this? What did you think of overall yesterday's free agency, well, tampering period, and overall?
Much love, Miss Phins, and to everyone on the panel. Shout out to all y'all. Uh, you already know. Well, Nene, I would love to rebut to you at a later point in time. I'd love to be able to address that, but obviously, out of respect to Miss Finn's time and everyone's time, I'll say I still believe Chris Greer did a great job. I think he is maneuvering based off of what is available to him, and essentially, it's the next stage in Greer's general management, where we're trying to essentially get the most production and bang for our buck. Now, if it's proven or not, we'll see. What I can say and tell you is I trust in this organization. I trust in this coaching staff being able to develop talent from start to finish. A lot of people said that certain players were absolute busts, and why are you signing them? Why are you bringing them to your organization? And we sure pretty much turn them into valued commodities in the open market. I foresee Greer doing the same, and I can only hope that when it's all said and done through free agency, the draft, that we come out a better team for it based on the system we're developing. And I can't even be more excited to see what Weaver deploys on the defensive side. Fins up
That
all day, every day. And at the end of the day, it's all about the logo. Fins up.
love
Hey,
it. All
always
about the
respect,
logo.
Doug.
Thank you so
Salute.
much for coming through. And well, I'm gonna let yeah, cause I can't be dealing with use. Uh, Nene, do you got your final thought real quick, or was that your final thought? Because I want to let
I
the
mean,
gentleman
for the most part,
real
is
quick.
and here's the thing I will say. I know no matter what you
I
debate,
can't. I need
it's a
quickness because
final
I
thought.
literally got
It's a
like.
final thought.
Go
My
ahead.
thing is, and one day we'll talk offline on how certain people get grace, but nevertheless, um, I just think accountability and responsibility have to be equal. I get it. Some people don't like to challenge the owner. Some people don't like to challenge leadership. It's always the working bees. But I'm a firm believer you're never too high to be critiqued on your work performance. And that's really the bottom line. And I know debating, people are not going to change their opinion. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be afraid to say what I got to say because the opinion of the room is different than mine. And I urge that to
Oh, that's
anybody.
that's beautiful.
Never be
I
afraid
appreciate
because you got the majority of the people saying one thing. If this is how you feel, you have the absolute right to voice your opinion. The mocking, the condescending, the yelling, that would never bring fear in my heart. And it's nothing against the panel, but I see it a lot, and it may be why people don't come up because they see an opinion is strong. If you certainly believe that, click the link, come up, say what you gotta say. And I gotta get the class. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll debate later, my brothers in arms. But I gotta
Oh,
get the
Thank you,
class.
Nene. Appreciate you for coming through.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
hey,
Um,
Nene,
I,
Nene, I didn't know if you could hear me, Nene. Everybody is valid to their opinion, but when you're loud and wrong, it just makes you loud and wrong. And
mm,
Nene, in this situation,
mm,
you are loud and wrong.
mm,
The hatred you have for
mm,
Chris Greer, you bring from a factual standpoint of what Chris Greer's job is in Miami. When I hit you with facts and other people hit you with facts, you come back with feelings. I don't care about feelings. Give me facts. Like I said, the general manager's job, Nene, is to put a competitive team on the roster. He's not throwing any passes. He's not calling any plays. He's not missing any tackles. That is the players. And I get it. Oh, well, he brought those players in. Well, what do you want the man to do? This is what I'd say. Chris Greer is in a lose-lose situation. It just is what it is. People are not going to like him, but the facts remain. If what his job title is as a general manager, collect as much talent that you can put on one football field, I am sorry. The fact is, Chris Greer has done an amazing job at that. I don't care if it comes through free agency. I don't care if it comes through the draft. The fact remains, the last 2 years, the Miami Dolphins have been one of the most talented football teams in the NFL. Chris Greer has done his job. Facts over feelings, damn it. I'm tired of all the feelings. Period. The
mm,
man had a
yeah,
job to do and
mm,
he did his job.
mm. mm.
hey, is that your
Golly, Miss
final
Fans,
thought,
you keep.
Luke? I appreciate you. Hey, listen, I want to be responsible
You
for
already
those
know,
who
Miss
want to
Hands.
give me a platform on their channel, and I want to be respectful to their time. So that's why I needed to whoosh, cut it off. And you look at it and just everybody.
All
I'm
right.
giving you guys time
That's
real quick to give your final thoughts here. But Lewis,
no,
thank you
no,
so much. I appreciate you for
Yes,
coming
ma'am,
through,
Miss
man. Thank
Phins.
you,
You
thank you,
already
thank
know.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
no. Go ahead, Miss
Yeah,
Fans. Listen,
I'm gonna
I
let
need
you.
a little more time that I'm sure you probably have to address Miss Nene, and I'd rather address her on another platform when we got a little more freedom
Okay,
to
listen.
express
I'm gonna give you
ourselves.
2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes.
I'll
Go.
keep it quick. I'll keep it short. But I will say this about I'm 100% in agreement with Lewis. um, the primary responsibility of a GM is to acquire talent. He's not coaching that talent. He's not training that talent. His job is to identify skill sets, right? Get him into his program. And he has done that at the highest level, in my estimation, right? Is he perfect? No. Does he deserve criticism in some areas of his job? Absolutely. But in terms of the players that we lost this year in free agency, I highlighted this a couple weeks ago in a Twitter space. Every GM philosophically has a way that they think they should build their roster. Is certain positions on the roster that they feel are more important than others, especially to invest major salary cap dollars in. Right, Chris Greer, he'll pay a
That
quarterback.
is true.
Right.
That
He'll
is
pay
true.
a skill position. He'll pay a tackle. He'll pay a pass rusher. He'll pay a corner. Chris Greer has never made from a salary cap perspective, made high investments in D tackle, right? Or guards. Now, Andrew Van Ginkel, people are sitting here whining and crying about we're losing Andrew Van Ginkel. And I'm the biggest fan of Andrew Van Ginkel. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay $8 to $10 million for at the end of the day, he's been a rotational player for the duration of his career. How is that responsible for a GM to invest $8 to $10 million in a rotational player? No, I'm sorry. I think again, and I'm for Andrew Van Ginkel, but it was I would have welcomed him with open arms back into our program, but it came at a price. But what he got from where did he go? When did he wind up signing to? Where did he go?
Vikings.
Minnesota, right?
He's back. Yeah, he's
Minnesota.
back with
That
Flores.
Right. So that price tag was a little too expensive for me. So again, I cautioned everybody, right? This is my approach to free agency every year. I know what type of players he invests in, right? And when you don't, when you're not, when you're not, when you can't, when you don't, when you're not knowledgeable about his philosophy, you set yourself up for failure, right? You get over emotional about it. Well, why can't we sign this player? We're losing that player. No, 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 no. Be responsible, right? I know Nene's not gonna like that word, but we all need to be responsible as fans and educate ourselves on not only just like we educate ourselves on X's and O's, player acquisition, but also the philosophies internally of the front offices on how they like to build, what directions in how they like to construct their rosters. So that way, at the end of the day, you won't be upset. I'm not upset that these players. I told y'all, Christian Wilkins, this time last year, he's on borrowed time. He's not going to be here long term, right? I've said that on multiple platforms. I got a lot of pushback as a result of that, but that's fine, right? Robert Hunt, I would rather him kind of go off the reservation and make an exception in this case and bring him back, but he opted not to do that. But Robert Hunt got $21 million a year for a guard that no
That
Pro Bowls, no All Pro teams. So at the end of the day,
Hey,
I'm comfortable with the moves.
that was a great agent move right there. So great
Oh,
contacts move.
absolutely. But again, just because the agent brokered that type of deal, that type of deal for him, that don't mean we have to make a bad, irresponsible financial, move in just signing him just to sign him. No, there's a value placed on every single position in the National Football League, right? And some GMs will make that investment in players like that. Obviously, the Carolina GM, again, Carolina's a team that don't mind overpaying for guards because they not only overpaid for him, they overpaid for Damian Lewis as well. So again, every GM has their own way of building things and going about business. And Chris Greer, our GM, again, I just never, I knew 100% that he was not going to make that level of investment from a salary cap standpoint in those respective players. So,
But
but
I
anyway,
feel real quick before you, because I do want to run this by you. You He essentially went for 7 million a year because there's only $14 million guaranteed in his contract. So you wouldn't have taken AVG for 7 million a year.
even 7 million, that is, and then on top of that, and again, I don't want to make this out to seem like this is an Andrew Van Ginkel bash session. I'm a
Hmm.
big fan of Van Ginkel, right? But
I
at the
get
end of the day, but he's been a rotational piece. He hadn't even been able to lock down a starting position. That's the
it.
facts. That
And
is just the reality of the
you're not lying.
situation.
You're not lying.
So listen, I
That
would
is
rather
true.
him back. I would rather of us. Hopefully, Chris Greer and his agent could have found some kind of common ground. But at the end of the day, that was too steep a price in a year. And one thing too, Miss Fins, not only letting Christian Wilkins go, letting Hunt go, letting Van Ginkel go, all the players that they opted, they deemed too pricey and out of their price range that they are letting go. This is not necessarily for the short term, but it's for the long term because you got obviously Tua, you got Waddle coming down the pipeline, you got Jalen Phillips coming down the pipeline. You have other players that if you would have made this level of investment today or yesterday, they would be walking here after next year. We'll be right back in this situation
Yeah.
next year,
Yeah.
right? Potentially. So again, it goes back to what I said about his philosophy on how to properly build a roster, right? And again, he just don't pay those positions: D tackle, guard, and a rotational pass rusher. He is not going to make huge salary cap investments in those positions. It is what it is. So,
Yeah,
but Miss Finn,
he likes his positions, and I agree. I agree on your that final take that you just said. He values certain positions more than he does other positions. But I mean, you also have to concede to the fact that one of his bargaining chips is him utilizing the fact that certain players are coming off of injuries or having
mhm.
injury concerns as well, and things like that too. So that is also a tactic that he does utilize as well, which for me, it's kind of concerning only because every year, especially when we're trying to make that playoff push, we seem to be getting those players. They don't last the season. That's my only thing that I would say. We're always bargain shopping the
Mhm.
players that are injured, and then they don't last. And then we gotta pick off scraps from
But but you know what, Miss Fins, I like that strategy from Chris Greer because again, that can't necessarily that shouldn't frighten you away from signing a player. And again, you durability and their injury history goes into the evaluation, but you can't let that be the primary motivation of whether you sign a player or not. Because again, took a chance on David Long Jr. Right, healthy 17 games last year, the most productive linebacker. Tua, right, injury history, I get it. You wasn't healthy for his 3 years in the league, but again, last year healthy 17 games, right? Most productive season he's been to this point. And again,
yeah,
one thing as well in terms of investment in players that have durability concerns, it gets you generally in free agency, it gets you bargains like Jordan Brooks, right? Because he's coming off an ACL tear, right? So if he never
yes,
would have gotten hurt, he probably would have went for 15. As productive as a linebacker as he's been in the league, he probably would have went for 15 million. So
so
I'm
this
just
is
saying,
second
Chris.
chance you. This is second chance you essentially. The
Yeah,
Dolphins are
absolutely. And
we're
I'm not
second
saying just,
chance you.
and I'm not saying build your foundation off that, but I'm saying no. I'm saying, but if you see, once you survey the landscape in free agency and the draft, because you can apply this to the draft from a draft perspective as well. Again, you can get value. I mean, that it shouldn't motivate you. It shouldn't scare you away, and it shouldn't be the primary motivation of whether you're going to sign a player or not, because you can get immense value and you can get massive savings. And again, it don't always work out that way. But again, track record, David Long Jr., I think Jordan Brooks is going to fall in that category too, because that could be a potential huge, right? We could be sitting here having this conversation next off season that he turned out to be one of the
If
best,
he
one of the
hits
biggest,
the way you're saying, then
huge,
I
huge
won't be as stressed
potential,
about this
huge.
defense. If he hits as far as what you're saying, and Weaver's able to get that out of him, then I won't be as nervous as I am about the defense because look, come on, man, we lost more than half
Hmm.
of our defense. You know what I mean? And I'm a defensive girl.
Hmm.
You are too. Well, you
Hmm.
are, but man,
Hmm.
whatever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and for me, that's why I'm like extra hard on the defensive picks
Right.
because that's what I
Right.
love to watch. And if Jordan Brooks does end up hitting like that, and you mean to tell
Hmm.
me we're gonna have him and David Long, and then you get Chubb back, then you
Hmm.
get Phillips back.
Hmm.
If somehow
And
we manage to keep not Eli Apple, I'm kidding. Uh,
no, no, no,
Deshaun
no, Miss
Elliott.
Fancy.
Deshaun
You
Elliott is what really I was
and, and
referring to.
and
Not Apple.
also and also there
So
might be
that
that
would be
there.
good.
Hey, there might be that big signing. I have and I think, in my
Who
opinion, my
who's
humble
that big sign?
opinion, I think a an aggressive signing and more of a splash signing might be still in play here. And again, he loves to make splash
Does
moves at
he
corner,
does yep,
right? So, but real quick,
every
Miss
time.
Finn, in terms of his strategy as of right now, okay, the moves he made, shoring up that second level. We got to address defensive tackle. We need an edge player. I think they're going to go in the draft and address edge early, either with that first or second round pick. I like the strategy because it appears now. This is just my opinion. Now, again, we'll see what additional moves that are coming down the pipeline in the coming days. But it
Mhm.
appears to be, and I like it if it's accurate. They seem to be shoring up that defense, right? Getting younger, getting protect, getting addressing that side of the football this offseason because when you go into next offseason, we'll have potential 12 picks, 12, 13 picks that you can absolutely, if need to be, not
Rebuild.
completely, but you can rebuild the O line. You can address the offensive side of the football next offseason with all that surplus of picks you have. So again, this is just my observation from afar.
So we're
But if
thinking long
that's the
term.
strategy, I'm sorry.
Is that what we're saying? We're thinking long term. That means for sure this tool contract is going to be more than 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think so. But in
I
terms of
mean,
like
it'll be
all this.
fine, but with three that are really, it's going to be
Right,
long.
right, right. He'll be here for the foreseeable future. But you'll have all that surplus of draft capital, cheap labor, that opportunities to replenish this roster as you see fit in the next offseason. So I know people don't like to hear in the midst of a Super Bowl window, soft resets or what, but that's just football. You can't pay everybody. There's a hard salary cap in place for a reason. You cannot pay everyone, Miss Fins. And Nene, I got nothing but respect and love for Nene. You know that. But that's just a very unrealistic mindset to have when yet again, she ain't the only one because there's tons of people whining on Twitter and whining on YouTube about we can't pay this. Why are we letting? That's just not football. That's dark reality. So I've been trying to tell people get out of that 2 a.m. highlight sports center, Madden type of mentality when you're trying to address this team, But at the end of the day, I'm comfortable with the moves that we make. There are more moves to be coming down the pipeline, I'm sure. So just buckle your
Any big
seatbelt.
ones today, you think? Any big ones, you think?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm
I don't know
hoping.
if we make that many moves today only because we're finally under the cap. You know what I mean? I'm like, do we wanna really move that
But I but I
before?
mean, Miss Fins, look, Tyreek Hill, if you give him a new deal, and I think his a good portion of his guaranteed money is after this year, I think it's or I don't know, he might not even have the majority. I'm not sure because I was listening to people that I trust. His contract, the guaranteed portion of it is up. I think after this year. So Tyreek Hill, again, if you think Tyreek Hill, if you can kind of forecast him being on a roster the next 2 years, well, why not rip that contract up, give him a new one, and you can get that can possibly net you probably 25 to 30 million of salary cap relief. If you think he's going to be on a roster, why not? And again, I think that's in play, right? We'll see how that shakes out, but that's an additional 25 to 30 million you have to be aggressive, again, to address the team as you see fit. So there's moves they can make, additional moves they can make to get, obviously they've gotten cap compliant to this point, but to free up
Mhm.
an additional, salary cap, resources to really be a little more aggressive than what they have been the first wave of free agency. So I think that will be the strategy. I think that is definitely in play. It's just a matter of when. So
Well, I mean, funny enough, you say that, and the only reason why I'm okay still having you up here real quick is because I spoke to the gentleman. He's like, "It's okay, you can stay a few minutes." And I'm like, "Good," because I wanted to. This is what I wanted to talk to you specifically. This is where we're at with the cap. We're at $3.6 million right now that we have based on
Mhm.
all the moves that we've made from yesterday. This is where we're at right now. We haven't touched Tyreek. If we, let's say, were to do like a restructure like you're referring to, and we restructure his money, it'll give us a lot of saving. We'll be saving what do you call it? More than we'll be saving like what $12.5 million. But
Well, it
his
depends
guarantee
on how you structure it. It depends on how you structure it. That's always in play. I think that's just a rough estimate. But not only him, but Tua's contract as well. That's gonna
here's his
net us.
guarantee right here.
What's that? I'm sorry. What's that? Miss Fins, what'd you say?
This is his contract right now. This is his
Okay.
contract right here.
Okay.
That's his extension what he signed. Can you see it or do I need to? Oh
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, I
Oh
can see it. I
wow.
can see it.
I'm special. Sorry, I was totally looked at the wrong thing. Sorry. Let me make us smaller. That's his contact right here. So he's got his big money right now. He's got.
He's what
I
now?
mean, he was
He's
fairly cheaper. He was fairly cheaper here. His dead money comes this year, which is why we won't move off from him. But we only got a
hmm
dead cap of 22 million next year. The year after that,
hmm
11 million.
hmm
The year after that. So if we
hmm
realistically wanted to move on from him, we can. We'll just have to eat all out of
hmm
that cap. But with the
hmm
way that the salary cap keeps going up, all of
hmm
that will be minimized.
Right, right,
So
right,
we
right.
could get out from
And
him
also the
after
structure,
2025.
how they structured as well. But not only Tyreek, but Tua. Once he get his new deal, I'm sure that it's going to be structured to where we're going to get immediate, additional salary cap relief in this year, and maybe next year. So, you know, but they've got options, which is the most, is the most confident thing about this whole issue. They've got options, and again, like I said, I think they're going to be. We'll see. We should be looking to hear something this week. Maybe, hopefully today, but definitely in the weeks this week. And I think they're going to be. If they do that, they'll be a little more aggressive in terms of the type of players that they're targeting. Um, I think that's going to be the strategy. So, you know,
I
I'm
like that.
good.
I like that. Hey,
I know.
listen, I
Dolphins
appreciate
Twitter.
it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Fans. It must be a delay or something. Go ahead. Can you hear me?
No, 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 no. I just wanted to show you. This is what Spotrac got. Yeah, I can hear you. I think we're a little bit delayed, but this is what
Okay.
Spotrac has on his contract too. So he's got the $72.2 million, but we can have a
Mhm.
potential out at 2025. So
Yeah,
it's not too bad, actually. It really isn't
yeah,
too bad
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
And if we
yeah.
wanted to keep him, we could restructure, like you said. So it depends.
Mhm.
But listen, yeah, I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you so much.
Miss Fans,
I
it's
always find it
always a
extremely
pleasure, darling.
entertaining.
Al Even though you got a little too cute with that damn mute button, I still got love. I still got much love for
I
you.
needed
You
to
got a
let
little
her
too cute with
finish,
that mute
man.
button.
You know, to let her finish, I was like, wait, man, please, please let her finish. So,
You know how we get, Miss Fans. You know it when you get. I don't know who that guy was that had that
I know
Rabbit
she's
Dawson logo is. I don't know him, but you know how Nene gets. You
oh,
know how I get. You know how you already know
yeah,
what
I know.
time it is.
But
So, but yeah, hey,
she's telling
always
me to
love and
calm down
respect,
because I
darling.
find it.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you,
All right,
ma'am. I
all right, all right.
appreciate
You be
you
good. Be
coming.
good. Be good. All right, all right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you guys for coming through. Definitely, I'll tell you this: it's a lot of fun talking Dolphins. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody again, man. We're well over 100 people watching from Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Thank you guys for coming through, guys. We're only 35 people away. I saw we got a few new subs. So thank you so much for everybody that subbed today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get more subs, guys. We want to get to 1,300. That's our next goal, and we only need about 34, I think, 34 subs. So if you guys can help me out, everybody on Twitch and Twitter, come over here. You can find my link to the channel on my Twitter page. Just click the link and you'll be able to join. It's super easy. It takes 10 seconds, and I would really do appreciate it because it's awesome. And look, see, he's all the way in France waiting for me. This is why I wanted to be respectful. So definitely, I appreciate you too. But yes, no, thank you so much everybody for coming through. Real quick, all members, shout out to the members that support the channel. All you guys have gotten the goodie today. I already dropped the Back Alley Fins Part 3 episode. Go check it out, members. Uh, Drop a comment on it. I think it's definitely very entertaining. I'll tell you that. There will be a Part 4 already confirmed with the ladies. So go ahead and check that out. The rest of the world will get it tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So go ahead and check that out. But I appreciate everybody coming through again. This has been, oh my gosh, so much fun. Tomorrow, as always, you know you're gonna catch Miss Finch. We're gonna be discussing all of what happens today because it is day 2 of the legal tampering period. And at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen, the new NFL League year will start. So all of these contracts that we've signed, they will officially become official coming up at 4 p.m. So I'm ready to see it. I will say this because this happened and it was informed to me and I couldn't believe it. But my man, if you're a Misfits fan, you know my man is Mike Good Sexy. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm. And shout out to who was it? Shout out to Ritter. Thank you. Gesicki to the Bengals. My jaw literally dropped. But shout out to him because he put it out here based on Adam Schefter and Beasley getting down to the nitty gritty. That I like that pun. According to Adam Schefter, former Patriots tight end, really former Miami Dolphins, the greatest tight end of all time, Mike Gesicki is signing a 1 year deal worth up to $3.25 million with the Cincinnati Bengals per source. So I just wanted to say to my man, I love you. Mwah! I love you, Gesicki. Um, and I wish you nothing but the best over there. And you know, it's funny. Home of the Bengals, baby. I love the Bengals for a personal reason. I'm not gonna say why, but yeah, it's home of the Bengals. That's all I gotta say. And I wish him the best. But ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Miss Fins. I'm Miss Fins. I appreciate all of you guys. Check it out tomorrow morning. We're gonna have another awesome show. Thank you guys for coming through. I mean, hit that like button, guys. Everybody from Twitter, Twitch, come on over. Hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up so we can continue to grow the channel together. Okay. So thank you, AB, for the love. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. bless to all of you. And oh man, what a beautiful day. Woo! Let's go Dolphins! Woo woo! Bye bye. Oops, so I totally forgot that we did the free agency grading. 31% of you guys graded it a C, 29% gave it a B, 26% gave it a D, and 13% gave it an A. I mean, we weren't that bad, but I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye bye, guys.